Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Tonight's a special night. One, we have the Lady Bike Builder in the house. If you don't know about her, you will by the end of the evening. She's amazing. And two, we're giving away a camshaft and also a surprise giveaway. It's such a surprise. My wife doesn't even know what I'm giving away. But before we get into anything else, I got to do some housekeeping. We do got to thank our channel sponsors of Yankee Harley Davidson, Cape Cod Harley Davidson, and John Heyman with the Heyman Law Firm. Guys, thank you so much for everything you do. And if you get into an accident in Connecticut, New York, or Massachusetts on a car or motorcycle and you need a lawyer, please look up John Heyman because when you go down, he'll pick you up. All right, moving along, I'm going to introduce Lady Bike Builder, a.k.a. real name is Emily. She's awesome. She is a motorcyclist. She's a wrench. She works on her own bikes and she builds her own bikes. But before we get into all that, Emily, please tell us a quick your elevator pitch all about you.
Well, born and raised in southeastern Connecticut. And I live on the quote unquote family compound here with my parents and my sister and my brother-in-law and my niece. And I have a 15-year-old son. And I am an accountant. I work for Markham LLP. And I have obviously a passion for motorcycles because my parents, I grew up with bikes. And so that's just always been something that's been really important to me. And now it's brought me to all of this.
Nice. So you just scratched off one question. How'd you get into motorcycles? Two, how long have you been riding motorcycles?
Well, I tell the story that I've been riding on them since I was about probably 4 or 5. I used to ride in front of my dad or with my sister. And I always teased to ride, but my dad said that, you can't ride until, your feet can touch the ground on this bike. And it was a Suzuki 185 and it was bright yellow. And finally, I would get on it and every time I'd be like, are my feet touching the ground yet? Finally, I got my day and he took me out to this big field and he said, if you can go around this field with me on the back and your feet don't touch the ground, then you can take this and ride. And we went around and around and then that was really it. Like I just was hooked and I rode all the way up until I probably got my license. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't ride. I had family and careers and things like that, and it just took a back seat.
Yep.
But then during the pandemic, I think just like everyone else, we were all desperate for some joy in our lives. And I looked back and I said, what was one thing that in your childhood that you really loved? And it was the motorcycles. And so I took out some money and I went down to the Harley shop and I said, I want that. And I brought it home. I didn't even have my motorcycle license or anything. And I was like, that's it. I'm ready to go. But I got my license and I got out there. And now I am just like absolutely, enthralled with all of it.
Awesome. So you have a stable of motorcycles behind you. Out of all of them, what is your favorite one to ride?
So my favorite bike is this one right behind me. It's a 2001 Heritage Softail Springer. And yes, and her name is Ruby. And Ruby is my girl. We go everywhere together. She's had some work done on her. She's got some Screaming Eagle heads and so it got compression releases on the tops and 6-speed tranny. 2-in-1 exhaust, so she flies.
Yep. We got a hello here from the Hudson Valley Biker Network. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hi guys.
So, what other bikes you got there in your stable that you ride, or that are in your stable?
So on the other side over here, I have a 72 trike It's an iron head trike. It's got a 45 Cervicar rear end in it. This one I literally just got running, had some minor engine issues that I had to take care of, but she runs, she rides, and now the fun begins. We're tearing it apart. I got a new tank on the floor here. I got the whole rear end apart, get new brake shoes. We're gonna put a Springer front end on it. So this thing is we're gonna call it the Black Pearl,
Ooh,
and it's gonna be a pirate theme. So stay
nice.
tuned for that because this
So
thing's gonna
why
be
is the
bad.
rum gone?
Yeah.
I couldn't resist.
Right. Well, it's funny because this came with a giant keg on the back of it.
Oh, as a fuel tank.
No, it was a storage trunk, believe it or not.
Really? See, now I always like that look and function that someone has a keg on the back of the trike and they use that as a fuel tank to fuel the bike. And the
Yes, I've
tank
seen
that
that.
was up on the backbone was a dummy tank. And I saw somebody with it was down at one of the at Myrtle Beach Bike Weeks, one of the years, and the tank was actually like a glove box. It flipped up. And I
Mhm.
thought it was pretty slick, pretty cool that the tank did that. And you didn't see how it, when you looked at it, you didn't see any seams. I don't know how they did it with the paint and the bodywork and everything. And when he opened it, it was like, he had his cell phone in there, his wallet's in there, his keys are in there. I'm like, that's cool. When you
That's
see
awesome.
these builders and they do things like that are just so outside the box, I think it's amazing.
Yes.
I did see a couple of your bikes down in Poughkeepsie.
Mhm.
Those were amazing.
Thank you.
Um, I the knucklehead, that's my heart, that's what I have in my chest. I don't have a heart. It's an actual knucklehead.
You got a knucklehead in there?
It's the sexy. I'll argue with anybody, sexiest motor Harley has ever made.
They're beautiful.
They are.
I honestly I feel like, privileged to be able to build one.
Yep.
They're just very, very special
Yep.
motors.
So,
So
yep. Emily says, I'm sorry, Angel Face, and she's out up in Canada. She says, "You're so brave and incredible."
that's
And
amazing. That's
she's
so
another lady
nice.
writer.
Yes, that means a lot to me. Thank you very much for that.
Yep. And so now, that's, we got your stable, we got all that covered. What is your current events or current projects you're working on?
Well, I think, the biggest one is obviously my TV show. So, TV show is called Lady Bike Builder, and it's going to be aired on the Motorcycle Channel. It is not out yet. We are in the process of filming right now. Yes, thanks, Mel Chop. Aren't they awesome?
That's my wife. You met her.
Yes, yes. She's amazing.
She is. She
Um,
puts up with me.
too funny. She was great when she did the interview when we were at Hudson.
Yes. Yes. She did a
Yeah.
great job. She's now
Um,
coined camera girl.
yes, she's multi-talented.
Yes.
Um,
I'm sorry to
so
interrupt.
let's see the TV show, and then really a lot of filming there. I obviously this interview with you tonight is a really big thing for me, so I really really appreciate that. Can't thank you enough for setting this up for me.
I'm kidding me. I'm grateful to have you on the show. I mean, this is, I have a small YouTube presence. I do it for fun and I have a lot of fun doing it. And, and having guests like you on here, it's amazing. I've had a lot of amazing guests in the past, people who have huge YouTube channels and people who aren't on YouTube. Like I had Vince from the Homes from the Brave, he was on. Mike and Hannah Jarowitz from Journey Home Recovery on. All amazing guests. And I'm putting you right up there with everybody else. That you're an amazing guest. I'm grateful to have you
Thank
on.
you.
More than you realize how excited I was about having all this done, and having you here. So your TV show, do we have a launch date for that yet?
Not yet. We're working on editing some of the episodes. I've seen some assembly edits, and I gotta say, I'm really in love with the show. I think everyone's gonna really like it. Um, it is it's a show about me, but it's also heavy into the technical aspect of building. So I think it's going to appeal to both men and women because I talk a lot about like having my nails done or like my hair is always done or like a pretty shirt that I'm wearing but then also like I'm like, all right, well, we're getting ready to put this motor in and you got to do this and you got to twist that. And so I think by people seeing, that I'm a female and I'm feminine and I like all the girly things, but I can also get greasy and get in there and build a motorcycle.
Yeah, and you just took the words out of my mouth. This is, you're a female, you're a lady, you're girly, you get your nails done. I seen them, and you work on bikes, you build bikes, and you ride bikes, and technically, for all that, makes you a biker.
Right.
But you're a feminine biker. That's awesome, and we need more people like you in the community. I think it's a great community. I'd like to welcome you to our little YouTube community here. You know, this our little community that we have reaches as far and wide as far north as Canada, as far west as Australia. Kaze Moto will be popping in here later on. He's in Australia. We have viewers out in Scotland, Ireland, England. So, I mean, it's an international, this little channel is actually gone international. Mine and a few other channels like Ray's Moto Life is in here. Roadie Riders is in here. Mike Will Bike, Evil Rick, just to name a few off the top of my head that have Dallas, Middle Tennessee, Concrete, all have, roughly around the same size channels. And, Ray says it right. Yes, we have the best community. And, I'd like to be the first to welcome you into our community. You're always welcome to come here.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Moto Noggin is here too. He's in upstate New York, and he's a great guy to have. The Thumpers, which are out of Florida, Mr. and Mrs. Thumper, they're a great couple. So we've got the TV show. What else do you have coming up for your future plans for the TV show, for future bike builds, any current bike builds you're working on? I know you're working on one, but I don't want to spill the beans.
All kinds of exciting things going on. So tomorrow morning, I am getting up really early in the morning and I'm driving to New York to the Motorcycle Channel studio where I'm going to do a taped radio interview with 96.5 WTIC radio because I got nominated as Badass Woman of the Week. So I
agree with that. I'd say Badass Woman of the Year.
I'll go with the week. That's good. That's good for now.
I go with the year. If someone wants to argue with me, I'll argue with them.
So that's like super fun. I can't wait to do that. Then right from there, I'm headed over to Ted Cycle. And they're going to do some filming of me working on my knucklehead. So if some of you saw the last interview that I did with Dr. Harley, I'm building a orange knucklehead. It's a 37 bobber, and that is for the owner of V-Twin Manufacturing. So I've been going there and working with his team, and they have pretty much given me free access to the entire facility. It's 60,000 square feet of wall-to-wall motorcycle parts. You've been there,
Yeah, and some of my subscribers hated me for doing that video because they weren't invited.
Right? and they guys follow me around with shopping carts, and it is like literally like a girl's dream, except for motorcycle parts. I get to be like, I want that tank, I want that. Those
I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
And oh my God, it has just been one of the most incredible experiences of my life. And I'm having so much fun with this bike. And I get to ride it too. So I think that's amazing that we're actually going to get it to run and I'm going to ride it. And then
now, is it going to be foot clutch or hand clutch?
It is a foot clutch.
Foot clutch suicide shift. I'm digging it.
It's going to be awesome.
Yep. Now, is it going to be where you could adjust your timing on your left grip and throttle on the right grip, or just
Yes.
ooh, real
So
old school?
it's very old school. Yes. And that's what I wanted. I wanted a little bit of like an edge on it with like a little bit of new school, but I wanted, to have a little bit of fun with it,
Yep.
but keep it original at the same time.
Yes, HD. I am extremely jealous, but jealousy is really not the word I have. It's envious for what Emily's doing. I mean, what she has going on. It's amazing. I love it. I met her at the Motorcycle Expo in Poughkeepsie. I had to get her on the interview for that video, which ended up being the whole video just about because of the music and being recently monetized. I don't want to get demonetized for copyrights, and so I did not, and then I asked her to come on that day, and we've been communicating via Instagram and Facebook. If you want to, do you want to share your Instagram account with people could look you up and follow you and your builds? If that's up to you, if you want.
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook as Lady Bike Builder, and then my Insta handles and TikTok is at Lady Bike Builder.
There you go. Vern says he's hunting for panhead parts.
Oh, let me tell you what, Vern, there is a panhead that is sitting on a shelf and it has a pink frame.
I know. I see that. Love it.
And I'm building that bike. I already told the guys, I'm like, hands off.
I want that.
Is mine.
Actually, they have a few knuckles there, and I'm sure you grabbed one for your build, but I want a knuckle. There's one sitting there in the frame. When you walk in, they got the row with the sissy bars hanging up on the wall.
Yeah.
It's sitting on a drum in a rigid frame. I want that.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I don't have that motor.
Yep.
I had the one where when you walk in, there is those tall shelves, and it was in one of those slots on the shelves on the left-hand side.
Now, if you looked at my Instagram account and you saw there's a metallic brown shovel head chopper in there, this guy, Professional Monkey, he built it in 6 weeks in his garage, and it's beautiful. He's down in Florida. I saw the bike. It was revealed basically in Daytona for Bike Week. It's a beautiful chopper. I love it. It's amazing. So, him being here he's got a very large channel. He's almost at 100,000 subscribers, which I think is amazing.
That's awesome.
Good luck to you, Monk.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm rooting for you. I hope you hit your 100,000 soon. And if there's anything I do to help, let me know. I don't think I can because my channel's like 1% of yours, but that's okay. So Angel's got a question here for you. What's your YouTube channel username?
I don't have a YouTube yet.
Well, we could work on that for you.
I had started out with just the more easier social media things because I'm new to all this, so I'm trying to build up the ones that I'm good at first. And then my son's been on me too. He's like, Mom, you got to get on YouTube. I'm like, I know.
HD he's from Texas, and actually he's in Austin, Texas. And he says, I might need some therapy after this interview. He's right.
It's going to be okay.
As Monkey would say, it's fine. Everything is fine. It's fine. Quote unquote from Professional Monkey. He's really a good dude. If you get a chance to check out his channel, Emily, he does some funny stuff. He's got some good builds for current bikes. Plus, he's got his whole chopper build on his channel too, which is kind of cool to watch.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yep. Where is this heaven? Y'all keep okay. It's in Newburgh, New York. It's the V-Twin Manufacturing Company, also known as Ted Cycles. He also owns the Motorcyclopedia Museum, which has the largest private Indian collection in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope, you're
Uh,
correct.
if you've seen my video when I was there, I did a meet and greet there. I did a video of the place. I've been there many times. I love the museum. He's got Indian Larry. He has, um, oh boy, my brain's hurting right now.
Well, he's got, let's
Ra-
see, there is the Big Daddy Roth stuff is
yep,
there.
yep,
Then there's bikes like the Ghost Rider bikes are there. Easy Rider.
yep,
There's the Batman
yep.
ones.
A lot of movie bikes. Arlen Ness, that's what I was thinking of. He's got a lot
Arlen
of
Ness,
Arlen
yeah.
Ness original bikes.
Oh, the Arlen Ness bikes. I could just stand there and look at them all day long.
Yeah.
They're unbelievable.
Yeah. And Monk
Um,
says, and it's already broke. Oh man, you
the
broke your
bike.
shovel?
But the Motorcyclopedia Museum. So when my orange knucklehead is done, it is actually going to be put on display at the Motorcyclopedia Museum, and I will become the very first woman to have a bike on display there.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, that's something to put into into your resume. You know, the first woman to have a motorcycle at Motorcyclopedia Museum, you know, that you built.
I know, it's amazing.
It is. That it's just I'm just floored by the amount of success that you've had in a short period of time. Am I correct? Since the pandemic, you started this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really didn't start building bikes until a year and a half ago when I got the Nautilus back, and I told that story a little bit. How I got it back and the motor was blown and I couldn't find anyone to help me, wanted to take it on. And so I just said, I'm trying to carry on my family legacy. That's what I'm trying to do here. And so I bought a manual and a parts book, and I literally taught myself how to build a motorcycle.
Yeah. So Moto Noggin just asked, how'd you get into building bikes? I think you just answered that.
Yeah.
And if you didn't see the Nautilus, it's in the video. It's got that purple seat on it. I love that bike. Now that bike was your dad's, correct?
Yes. My mom and dad built that back in 1974.
Oh,
and it was a national champion.
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Now, my cousins, I don't know if you know about Long Rider Pete. He was out of Bridgeport. He was a chopper builder and everything. He built my cousin's chopper many years ago, and it was on the cover of Easy Rider magazine, and it was named the Chops Chopper because, our name is Chop, and they were both brothers, so it was called the Chops Chopper, which is pretty cool. It was on the cover of Easy Rider. It was used in the centerfold ads or pictures and everything. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and speaking of Easy Rider, that brings up that I am going to be an Easy Rider with the Nautilus. I just had my photo shoot on Saturday for that, and I believe I'm going to
ask you about that.
Yeah. So I'm just, shooting pictures for Easy Rider magazine on my spare time.
Hey, there you go.
So I had it was such a fun day. And so August, I think I'm going to be in the August issue.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out for that issue because I'm going to have to buy one, and I'm going to have you autograph it for me if that's okay.
Yeah,
if you don't mind. It's something I would put in the shop here, display in a case. So I could say, hey, look, yep, I know her. I've been there. Monkey goes, wow. I mean, everybody, correct me if I'm wrong, Emily, you've done amazing things in such a short period of time, and it's because of your talents and who you are, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I think that, I try to tell people that you have to, number one, you have to have a positive attitude. And thank you so much. Thank you guys. You have to have a positive attitude, and you can never, ever, ever give up.
Yes.
And, I always try to look at the bright side of things. I don't let things get me down. And I will literally, go at something until I finish. I take things to the finish line.
There you go.
And I just feel like that I want to do things for other people. I want to do good things for people. I want to show people that you can follow your dreams and you can live the life that you never imagined. But you have to be grateful
Hmm.
and you have to give back.
Yep. So professional monkey, as we all call him, Monkey, he wants you to come down to Florida to fix his bike.
All right, I'm already there. Like, give me the plane tickets.
Yep. Get her plane ticket. She's on her way down. I'll escort you. I love
Yeah,
Monkey and his wife. I love them to
vacay.
death. I'll even come double fisted with 2 handles of Fireball. That's their drink of choice. But funny story, I met up with Monkey down in Daytona, and we were buying beers and shots at the Cackleberry campground where we were staying. And he's like, wait a minute, why are we buying shots? I got Fireball in my freezer. So we went to his camper. Next thing you know, he's got these 2 chickens that are about 2 feet tall. And there's a picture of me holding him by the neck and choking his chickens. I was twisted.
Oh my gosh, too funny.
Monk says he could fetch beers. I'll bring Fireball, Monk. How's that? So what is in the future for Miss Emily? What do you got coming up in the future? Any future builds? Any future plans?
Yes. I've got, let's see. So this Saturday, I'm going to be in Warwick, New York, with the Dead Man's Curve Hot Rod Club. Because I don't just do bike stuff, I do car stuff too. So I work on big trucks and I can tinker around with just about anything. So I appreciate everything: bikes, cars, trucks. And
Yeah,
so
right
I
on.
got the opportunity to go to the Dead Man's Curve show, and so I'm gonna go do that on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I am going to be at Motorcyclepedia. They're doing the Moto Simulator event. Remember the thing that they had at the Hudson Valley Biker Network Expo?
Yeah, that's Sunday.
That's this Sunday, yeah. So I'll be there too.
I'm coming.
All right, sweet.
You guys heard it here first. Emily and I will be at Motorcyclepedia Museum on Sunday.
Yes, and I believe you can get there as early as 10:30 in the morning, and it starts at 11, runs till 3. So it should be a great day. And if anything, just come out and take a look at these motorcycles. It's just absolutely fantastic in there.
Now, there's a lot of reproductions down there, like their 1903 bikes, a reproduction. It's not even close to being a 1903, but it's as close as they could get it. And it's amazing to see that. They do have one bike, which is authentic, which is signed by Gene Davison. That 100, it's a 1915, and it rode in 1915 from Newburgh, New York to Manhattan, I believe. And 100 years later, that bike made the same trip, and Gene Davidson signed it, and I forget who else signed it. It was another Davidson as well that are direct descendants from Walter Davidson, which is one of the founders of Harley Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mike says we should check. Yes. Mike wants to take a ride out and check out your shop. Mike,
come on down.
You're reading my mind, Mike, because we're going up to see Dr. Dino, which is in her neck of the woods. So I'm going to reach out to her when we go do that. See if she's available, because she's very busy, because she's got her kids, she's got her family, she's got her TV show, she's got everything else going on. So, hey, Tweedledee, how you doing? So,
let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I do have some more builds in mind. So
okay.
I am redoing this trike here, so that's one of them. So that's one of my home projects. Then I have in the back here where you can't see, I've got 2 other bikes. So I've got a 77 Ironhead, which is pretty much done. just the and it runs and rides and everything, and just the front harness needs a little work. And then I have an 80 iron head that I'm chopping up. But I haven't gotten that one running yet. It's the only one that doesn't run. So those are my
So
two home projects. And
nice.
then as far as for Ted's cycle, once I finish the orange bike, then I'm going to that panhead. That is next. I have got to build a panhead.
Nice.
And then in the interim of that, I have something else going on, but I can't say yet. There's going to be a big announcement. I am going to be doing something really, really awesome in the fall.
Wait, like you haven't done anything awesome yet. Everything you've done
really
so
awesome
far
thing.
has been awesome. You're building a knucklehead. I know monkeys screaming at the screen going, I want that bike. So do I, because he loves knuckleheads as much as I do. And, he's foaming at the mouth. I'm foaming at the mouth. You're doing some amazing stuff. You got the Nautilus bike, which is phenomenal. I loved it. I loved looking at it. I loved drooling all over it. Not literally, but, I spent a lot of time looking at it and really studying the custom fabrication work throughout the whole bike with the metalworks, and it's amazing. I loved it. I appreciated every ounce of it. The purple seat wasn't me, but other than that, I would. But you know what? It fits the bike.
Well, and it was original. That was the original color of it back in the 70s.
Okay.
And so that's why when I got the bike back, it had a black leather seat on it. And my dad was like, oh, leave it. And I said, no, I'm not going to. If I'm going to try and bring it back to its near original, then it really should have the lavender seat. So, and I got that seat done by John Deere of Southeast Stitchcraft.
Okay.
And he did a phenomenal job with it. And, great professionalism and fair pricing and super quick turnaround. So anybody that is looking for a seat, he would be your man.
Okay. Now, Toby, as he missed it, where is your bike shop?
I'm in Stonington, Connecticut.
There you go. She's a Connecticut person, a Constitution state. I wish they follow the Constitution, but that's a different topic. So that was originally your dad's bike. He sold it, right?
Yes.
And then it came up for sale, or you found it and offered to buy it?
Yes.
Awesome. Bring it back home where it belongs.
Yes, it belonged in the family. So,
Nice.
And like I said, like I didn't ride as an adult until the pandemic. And so that was when it really hit me. I was like, I have like the holy grail of motorcycles. My mother and father literally built that bike on the kitchen table of the house that I now live in. And they were 17 and 19 years old. They were just kids. And, so I just kept thinking about it. And I was like, I have to have that bike. It needs to be back here with us.
Yep. So Toby, that from Enfield, that's
probably a little
like
over an
2-hour drive going up and through, because there's no direct route from Enfield to where she is. But Roadie Riders, he's out of Rhode Island, and he said he wants to come for that trip to your shop as well. I don't want to flood or invade your space or anything like that.
No, not at all.
If there's a limit, there's a limit. If there's no limit, then I'll just put it out and the whole world will show up.
We'll have open house day here.
There you go.
The Web Custom Cycles.
There you go. Now, you were talking earlier, you have a launch party coming for your TV show.
Yes. So I got introduced to the owner of Hot Rods Cafe, Rod Cornish, and he is going to do some sponsorship for me by providing me the entire restaurant to do my reveal party. So that's in New London, Connecticut, Hot Rods Cafe. And I don't have a date yet because the episodes aren't ready yet. So,
Mhm.
but as soon as I have a date, I will be doing a mass posting everywhere. So just keep following me,
Yep.
and I'll make
So
sure
with
to let,
your
and
permission,
it's open to everyone.
with your
Anyone can come.
permission, when you announce your launch party with a date, we know the location with the date and the time. With your permission, can I put it up on my community tab on YouTube, Instagram,
Yes,
Facebook, and
absolutely.
I'll
Of
put it out
course.
because I do a weekly live, and I'll put it out in the weekly live. This way, everybody who get there could get there.
Absolutely. I would greatly appreciate that.
Now, hopefully, uh, maybe you want to be involved in my chopper build if you have the time.
Well, I have a little bit of an announcement about that.
Oh, I like announcements.
So, Lady Bike Builder wants to help with this chopper build of yours. So, I'm going to donate you a peanut tank and fenders.
Awesome. You're awesome.
All
You're
right.
awesome. And I will get you the W-9s and all the paperwork. So if you want to write them off as, the full retail value of them on your taxes, you'll be able to do so. And believe it or not, the money that's right is all going to Homes for the Brave in Bridgeport. I don't know if you know anything about them.
I do not.
Okay. Homes for the Brave, it's a non-for-profit organization. They are not funded by the federal government or anything. It's a purely nonprofit organization. What they do is they take in homeless veterans, whether it's from the VA or off the street, and they could live there. They have two houses in West Haven, two male houses in West Haven, two male houses in Bridgeport, and one female house in Bridgeport. That if they could live there up to 2 years, and with donations, they get clean, fresh clothes. They have 3 meals a day. There's a restaurant, which is a phenomenal restaurant, donates their dinner every night, but they're responsible for the breakfast and lunch. They're also responsible for finding a job. They help them write their resumes. They help them with their interviewing skills, and they make sure they get out there and find a job. And then they don't let them have full access to all the money. They help them manage their money so they could save and get their own apartment. And once they move into their apartment, it's not required that they do so, but it's highly recommended that they have somebody on staff that follows up with them to see how things are going, see how things are doing. And it was put out on one of my lives, so I'm going to put it out here again. One of the people that they did this with, they haven't heard from, so they went to his apartment to make sure he was okay.
Mhm.
And they knocked on the door, nothing happened. They knew he was there because his car was there. And they got the police there to open the door, and they found him on the floor. He had a stroke. And if she just said, well, he's not home, and walked away, he would have died.
Wow.
So it's an amazing organization. Me being a veteran myself,
Hmm.
um, that's where I find everything. I find that close to my heart to help my fellow veterans. You know,
Absolutely.
and they have, believe it or not, they have veterans that are there that are Vietnam, and they're aging, and they're really unemployable, but they don't kick them out. They actually employ quite a few of their past, let's say their graduates, as they call them. So they actually pull them in and employ them as well, which is a good thing.
That's great. That sounds like a wonderful organization.
It is, and that's why I want to build my dream bike and then raffle it off and give them all the proceeds of this bike. I don't have a lot of money. I can't go out and buy frames and motors and transmissions and primaries and tires and wheels, and you know what I'm saying. I can't
Hmm.
afford to do all that. I already have a painter lined up who says he will donate his time and paint to paint it no matter what design I want. I told him
Nice.
1960s style. He's like, I got you. And so I'm just trying to get everything donated so I don't, go broke myself or sell one of my bikes to pay for this and then give all that money from the raffle. I'm hoping to raise $20,000 and just say, okay, Homes for the Brave, here you go. Put it to good use.
Hmm. Well, I'll do everything that I can to help you promote it. And, if I hear of anyone else that wants to get involved, I'll make sure I steer them your way.
Yeah, I've reached out to Brian Clock from Clockworks. I know he's a chopper guy. He's also the windshield king. I reached out to Billy Lane. I reached out to Paul Jr. Designs. I've reached out to Ted, as you know, and I got an answer back from Ted. It's not what I was hoping, but hey, I get it. I have the option of saying no. And right now the only people that had said yes and has done anything is yourself and Deadbeat Customs. And Deadbeat Customs shipped that stuff out before I sent them the paperwork. Like, hey, when you get the paperwork, just send it. So, I was emailing them. I was on my phone, and the paperwork is on my laptop. So as soon as I got home, I just shot off the email with the paperwork to them. So, that's awesome. But I will get you that paperwork as well. And we'll work out a way of me coming up and picking up that stuff. And I appreciate it. And we will definitely use that. Thank you so much. So we've been going 40 minutes. I want to know, it goes by quick, doesn't it?
It does.
I want to know, and I'm sure everybody else wants to know, if you could build your dream bike, what would it be and why?
Well, it would definitely be another chopper. Just because I like to go against the grain, so, and I actually have a tank. I don't know if it's not here. Also, I would show you guys. I think I put it in the back. I have this tank. It's a diamond tank. I did a video about it, and it's this beautiful long diamond tank. So I would do the chopper with the big long diamond tank, and I would have to say it would have to either be a knucklehead or a panhead motor.
Nice.
I have thought about flatheads though, so
the early V twin.
So I'm like, I don't know which one is my favorite. I don't know. I think I need to build one of each before I can decide which one's my favorite. So, but it would be one of those three. And I love the wild colors, and I love bling, and I love glitter. So it would have to have some type of like glittery color, lots of chrome.
So the 1960s style chopper that I'm building would be all you, because it's
right up my alley.
Glitter, bunny ear, handlebars, the big king queen seat.
Yep.
Low, loud, and slow.
Yep. Some wild pipes coming out the back.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I had a couple ideas for pipes, is to have them come up behind the sissy bar to the top of the sissy bar, and then put in like lawnmower spark plugs in them. So on a throttle actuated switch. So when you're at 3/4 throttle, it actuates the switch and it shoots flames out the back.
Cool.
That would be cool. But then I'm thinking, well, if there's somebody on the back seat and they have long hair, there's a possibility they could get hurt. They could catch fire. That's not. So if I do maybe like a low short or a low and long pipe, that would be cool to do. But
do you know what I saw? I don't know if you saw this bike over at Ted's, but maybe I think they just got it. But it has 3 pipes that come out of the back of it, and they look like trumpets.
Yes. Yes, that's cool.
Emily, you're such a girly girl. Yes, I am a girly girl. I can't help it.
Nothing wrong with that.
My nails get destroyed.
Hello, Ciro. How are you, buddy? He's also here in Connecticut. So we got quite the Connecticut following, plus following throughout the whole United States, and Canada and Australia and things like that. Let's see. Hannah Generous says donate $250 to your build shop.
Right.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hannah, you're the best. I love you. She's like a sister to me. She has a Street Glide that over the winter, I basically went through her bike and we got rid of all the chrome and blacked it all out. And she has these purple smoke flames on the paint. So I took the fender to my powder coater and we did a lot of purple accents of powder coating on the bike. And then we put on purple LED lights and purple spark plug wires. And when she picked it up, she was blown away.
That's
But
awesome.
thank you, Hannah. I am beyond happy about that donation. You know, maybe that might get me a frame or get me close to buying a frame. You know, I know Ted V Twin said if I fill out the paperwork to be a dealer for them, which I don't have it's not a legitimate shop. I don't have an EIN. I don't have any of that. So I can't be a legitimate shop. So I'm hoping maybe I could reach out to maybe one of his resellers, and maybe they could sell it to me at wholesale. Which
well, you know what? Why don't you do this? We'll talk about this after our thing. Just let me know what kind of frame you're looking for, and let me see what I can do.
Rigid.
You want a rigid? Okay.
Rigid.
You know, do you have a specific year you want?
No. That could be the foundation for the build. I mean, everything that I've collected right now is very universal.
Okay.
Which is the wire, which is the headlights, which is the grips. You know, that's universal to anything. And the headlights are yellow.
Cool.
You know, I'm embracing the 1960s chopper.
All right.
Yeah. So I'd like to, you know, do something, and you know, I'd like to work with Ted or one of his vendors, and you know, and do something and really get this project literally rolling on a roller. Because I want to spring a front end for it. I think they're the best looking front ends. I think they're the best handling front ends, and they are the most maintenance front end. But as far if you got to have a Springer on a 60s style chopper, because that's what they were. I mean,
yeah, I love my Springers. I do. They're my absolute favorite.
So do I. My old man had a panhead with a 12 over Springer front end on it, and there was no shock. So I'm riding down the highway going 55, 65, and at 75, that front tire is bouncing off the highway. And I'm like, okay, roll off the throttle. Not good. No good. You know? Oh, thank you, Hannah. Now, if you're interested, on June 3rd, Mike and Hannah are having a poker run that benefits their Journey Home Recovery house. It's $25, and registration's at 10. Kickstands are up at 11, and they feed you. There's breakfast for days. You go on this poker run, and then you come back, and then there's food and live music. It's a really good time. For $25, you can't beat it. I'm going to be there, and it's only right down 95 from you. It's in Brantford.
I wish that I could come, but I'm actually going to be in the Catskills at the Blackthorn Resort. They're doing their June run for, you know,
I'm
their
staying there in September.
Catskill Mountain Thunder.
Yep, I'm staying there in September for their Catskill Mountain Thunder in September.
Oh, well, you'll see me there because I'm going to be there the whole week. They have me there as Lady Bike Builder and with the Nautilus on display.
Nice. I'm going to be there as well not the whole week, but during the whole rally from, I think it's Thursday through Sunday.
Yep. So I'll be coming up on Tuesday and staying through Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's where I'm staying this weekend. Is at the Blackthorn Resort because I'm friends with the Handel family, and they very graciously have hosted me. So,
okay, awesome. Everybody wants to know, okay, my Venmo is at our chop, and I'm going to put it right here in the comments. I tell you, our community is awesome. You see how quick people are reaching in. Emily can help me with an EIN. Yeah, but I can't call this a legal shop. It's a garage.
Because I'm an accountant, so he's saying I can help you get an EIN.
I might actually employ you at the end of the year because of the YouTube and monetization with all the trips I'm taking. You know, I have sponsorship money coming in, not a lot, but it's something. You know, the money I make off of the monetization, all that's going to be taxable, but I have all
Mhm.
the write-offs from taking all the trips because I create the content down there, plus all the parts that I buy for my bikes to help create the content. I understand are a taxable write-off. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yep. Well, and there's some rules and regulations surrounding everything, but it's all dependent upon each person's individual tax situation. So,
So I might employ you for that come tax season if you don't mind.
all right, sounds
And
good.
see, the thumpers go like a rigid, shiny frame, rigid, shiny frame. Who does it? Okay, Gremlin's going. He grew up with all these style bikes. Yes, he did.
Yeah. They're
Um,
making a comeback. People, it used to be like the Orange County chopper style bikes, but
yep,
now I see people leaning real heavy on the old school stuff.
yep. And yeah, it's the when the Orange County style choppers were coming out with the West Coast choppers, everybody was crazing about them, and then it got away to the big wheel baggers, to now to the fat wheel baggers, now to performance baggers. But meanwhile, in the underground, where I like to live and you like to live, the 50, 60, 70 style choppers are making their comeback. You're seeing
Hmm.
more and more of them. Um, Hey, Daniel, how are you? He's out in Minnesota. um, they're making a comeback, and you see more and more of them coming out, which is awesome.
Hmm.
And I'm really excited about building this chopper. I've never built a chopper before.
They're so fun.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it having fun. Now, one of the things I saw when I went through the uh, TED Cycle or the V Twin Manufacturing
Hmm.
was he had a stack of service manuals from 1936 to 30 to 47 knuckleheads, and all the pages were white. They were
I
volume
have
number
that manual.
2. I had to walk. We're standing there, and we're looking at the knucklehead. My wife goes, "Are you buying a knucklehead?" I'm like, "I just bought a 131. If I didn't, I would be buying it."
I have all the manuals. There's three of them, three manuals for the knucklehead. And I have all of them at home because when they told me that they wanted me to build a knucklehead, I was like, I've never built a knucklehead. I better start studying. So they gave me manuals and I sat up every night in bed and I studied those shop manuals.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my wife will tell you, I don't read books. I don't read stories. I read manuals. And um, when I was a flight engineer in Chinook helicopters, I used to literally sit there and read the theory of flight. Used to read the owner's manual, the operation manual, maintenance manuals, and that because that stuff excites me. Reading a story, I started to go blah 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 blah. But when I read a manual, I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm a gearhead, and that's what excites me. Question: I only use YouTube. Do you have any photos of your bikes, Miss Emily? Miss, tell you what, Angel, if you go to my Hudson Valley Motorcycle Expo video, in the beginning, there are videos of her two bikes that one is the Nautilus and the other one's the orange one she's building that's going to be in the Motorcyclopedia Museum. Hopefully that's a help for you. Not to promote having you watch my videos, but there's some great areas to look for that.
Yeah, I don't
Also,
have YouTube yet. So
yeah,
I'll have to get on that YouTube thing.
but they're also on her Instagram too.
Hmm.
So if you go to Lady Bike Builder on Instagram, you will see these bikes. Promote Lady Bike Builder. All right, Chip. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get caught up with the side chat, guys. Restore 78. Oh, wait. Daniel's got a good one here. And we know good shots restore 79 shovel with a rigid frame. I'm in Southwest Minnesota, and it was my late father loss. Oh man, I wouldn't do to have that bike right now because that'd be a great donor bike for the chopper giveaway. And what a great way to remember him is to donate it to a worthy charity. But in Minnesota, I can't help you out at all for a builder. I'd love to build a bike with, yeah, Chip, you want to drive up from PA, you're more than welcome to. Let's see. I think I know Corey will probably come down and want to get involved in this chopper build too. He came down and he was very helpful when we did my motor swap. It turned out to be a heck of a party, and I did the whole swap live on YouTube.
Wow. How long did it take you?
Corey and I had the motor out in 41 minutes.
That's awesome.
But granted, I did a lot of prep work. I already had the primary off because I did a chain drive conversion. I had the tank off. I had the oil cooler lines off. I had the forward controls off the bike already. So at that point, what we had to do is remove the rear tire, remove the swing arm, unbolt the transmission and slide that back, and then undo the front bolt and all the electrical connections to the motor. And then I literally bear hugged it, picked it up out of the frame and put it on the other lift, took a 5-6 minute break, picked up the new motor and placed it right in.
Wow.
Yeah. If you get a chance and you got 6 hours to burn, it's a good video to watch, because at the end of it, while no one's paying attention, it was not purposely, but I said, oh, let's see if this thing's going to start with no map on it. And I fired it right up, and Rody Riders jumped out of his skin. It was hilarious. Yeah. I understand that. Daniel. No problem. Hello, Two Wheel. So, let's see. Everybody's here and they're waiting for the drawing. Emily, would you mind if I do the drawing for the camshaft giveaway? Okay, guys, are you ready? Are you ready for this? There is all the names that are entered. Every person could have entered 10 times. They had one entry equaled one comment in the video, and I accepted up to 10 comments for 10 entries. And there are 67 individuals that entered for the camshaft giveaway. And there were over a dozen that had over 10 comments each. So without further ado, you guys want me to do this? Well, I'm going to do it. And it's randomly selected. It's from the wheels of names. And who is it picking? It is picking Darren Smith. Congratulations, Darren Smith. You are the winner of the camshaft giveaway. Now, guys, I have pinned up top that I have a special giveaway for today. If you're interested, okay, let me remove that. Darren Smith, you are the winner. Congratulations. What I have here to give away is a $100 Harley Davidson gift card. That's right. A $100 gift card good at any Harley Davidson dealership or outlet. So everybody's name that's in the wheels of name, Darren Smith, he has been removed. He can't win twice. So Darren, I want you to contact me on Instagram or on my email. And actually, I'll put my email out here. I'm not scared. Okay. There's my email. Darren, email me. We'll connect. We'll pick out your cam. I'll order it and have it drop shipped directly to you. So, okay, who wants a $100 gift card? Who wants a $100 gift card? We're just going to respin that wheel. What do you guys think? Should I respin that wheel? Oh boy. All right. I'm going to spin it. You ready? Who's winning $100? Papa John is the man who won $100. Congratulations. Oh boy, I'm typing this in. Now, just so everybody knows, the gift card I paid for out of my own pocket. The cam I'm paying out of my own pocket. Nothing was given to me for these giveaways. It's just my way of saying thank you to everybody. He's not. Yeah, it's right. He's not here. I said for this one, he's gotta be here for it. Oh, thank you, Ray. Thank you for reminding me on that. Okay, remove all instances. All right, another spin. Rand Gear 498. Are you here? I don't think he's here either. Now the pieces of the pie are getting bigger. All right, there we go. Bluetooth C. Do we know who that is? I don't think he's here either. Scott, I didn't think it would be this hard to give away $100. How about you, Em?
Man.
Is Steve here? Let's see. My name isn't here. Okay. Okay, we'll do it again. XAN Biker, you here? Yes, you are here. XAN, you just won yourself a $100 gift card to Harley Davidson. You could use it as a down payment for your Harley Davidson. XAN doesn't ride a Harley, but that's okay. He's got himself a $100 gift card. Congratulations, XAN. Okay. Emily, we've been at this an hour. With your permission, would you mind if I send the link out? So if somebody wants to come in and say hello or ask you any questions that they're too lazy to type because it just takes too much to type. Are you okay with that? Okay, guys. So why don't we do that? Here's the link. I'm going to put it in the side chat. If you want to come in and ask Emily anything about her building experiences, about anything motorcycle related, no personal information. That's a fast way to get booted out of here. So there you go. Come on in. There's the link. Let's see. Usually Rodeo will jump on or PA Biker will jump on if he's not working. Corey, join the show. Let's see. Dr. Harley is probably an LLC or limited liability. Yeah. Probably, but wasn't here. Let's all hit the like button. Yeah, that's I'd appreciate that. Everybody does that. You still have I believe I do. Here goes my buddy Ray, Ray's Motor Life from down in Tennessee.
What's
XAN,
up?
I'll hit you on Instagram.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely, loud and clear.
Good deal. Yeah. Have you ever been to Maggie Valley to the Wells through time?
I haven't, and it's on my bucket list. I want to do it so bad.
Yeah,
You and me both,
it's a great place. I'm only 4 or 5 hours away, so if that. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if you had been there, because that's just the walkthrough is. But I'm sure you've seen videos on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because he has it set up where each little section is different period time bikes and and stuff like that. So that's what I was wondering. Do you go to any like indoor cycle like showcases or chopper shows besides the one you just went to? I mean, do you travel and go south any or?
Well, that's what I'm hoping to do more of, with the TV show and, having new contacts and getting myself out there. I'm hoping to travel more around the country and do some more of these shows and check out some more of these museums and things like that.
Yeah. Me and some friends of mine, Middle Tennessee Concrete and DDK that's in the side chat, and they're 2 Up Journey Junkies. There's a few of us. We will be at Loretta Lynn's this weekend, the Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival. They do a chopper show. It's like that chopper vibe, hill climbing. And they're 2 Up Journey Junkies. There's a few of us. So we will be at Loretta Lynn's this week. If that's PA's.
Yes, it is PA. I just muted him.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not me.
All right. That's what I wanted to ask, you know.
I think Ray was getting at Cycle Source magazine has a big show out and
Cycle Showcase in
Cycle
St. Louis.
Cycle Showcase in St. Louis, and that's in February, right?
Yes.
Yep. I plan on going out this year.
Cycle Showcase in St. Louis. It's not mine, guys.
No, that's PA Biker. PA Biker closed down all the other instances of YouTube you got open, or at least mute them.
Yeah, you got to mute them.
So, yeah, that's a pretty good chopper show. I saw a lot of videos of it, of Ray's, of Dallas's, of Toby's, and XAN. They put out some good content where they really showcased a lot of choppers, and some of them got revealed for the first time to the public at that show.
Yes. I think there was 50 bikes in all. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, they had 12 maybe or 15 covered up that they did like that. And of course, they had some epic bikes there. They had the Harley Davidson Marlboro Man, the original one. They had the guy that rode around the world on his big, long, chopped out. I think his name was Ryan or something like that. That guy that's been doing that here lately. He even went through Ukraine around the world on his big, long. He even went through Ukraine and stuff during the war as the war was going on and stuff. So, I mean, he's put on the miles. So, I was going to say, I know you have to ride these bikes because, you're building them. So, have you done any like rides with any of these? Like, I noticed a few years back, they were doing like a zombie ride somewhere in the East Coast, and stuff like that. Do you ever do that?
Well, to be honest with you, for the few years that I've had my street license, I have literally almost always ridden by myself.
Okay.
I haven't really done any big rides or runs or anything.
Okay.
I had a question,
Go ahead, Blue.
and you may have covered this at the beginning. I'm not sure, Doc, but where are you located?
In Stonington, Connecticut.
Check one. Check. Anybody hear me?
Yeah, we hear you
Okay.
now.
All right. Is that better?
No, I'm sorry. Say the name of the town again. I didn't quite catch it.
Stonington.
Stonington. I think I know where that is, but I'm not. I'm originally from Connecticut, and I know basically where Doc lives, and my sister still lives in East Haven.
North of Mystic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. All right.
All right.
Cool. I'm
Hello,
in upstate
everybody.
New York now, up by
XAN, that's for you, buddy.
Lake
Hey,
George.
greatly appreciated.
Oh, thanks for winning.
Yeah, you can buy some poker chips.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Hey,
Promote my local dealership. Yeah.
That's for you, buddy.
XAN, you're
That's all
missing
right.
something.
PA Biker, you got to turn down. You got to mute all your open instances of YouTube.
Yeah, he's throwing me off.
Yeah, he needs
I
to
just
close
muted
out
him.
the other stuff.
XAN,
Hang on.
you're missing something.
So, Emily, how many bikes roughly you got right there in the garage with you?
7.
7. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I have
I
like
went.
a little fleet.
Is it
No,
safe
that's
to
nice.
assume? Is it safe to
Yeah,
assume?
I
that
said to
you're-
myself, I said, I want to have one for every day of the week. So, and I'm like, all right, now I have 7, but see, then the problem is that it's an odd number now, so I really
your
need
head's
8.
in the way.
Yeah.
You need 2 more.
Yeah.
I started following you on Instagram. I don't do Facebook much, but I am on there. So,
Thank you.
Could you explain to me how I mute everything?
You hit the X button and get out of them, except for StreamYard.
Yep.
Click on the speaker button or symbol.
Could you explain to me how
I assume your garage is bigger than Doc's.
It's a little bit bigger, yeah, but it's pretty crammed full of stuff. I
Yeah.
actually,
Okay.
there is another workshop on the other side of the house here that I had to overtake too. So I have more things over there too.
Wow. Nice.
Like I was saying earlier in the side chat, I think starting a YouTube channel would, especially doing the chopper stuff and things, you could
I
have such
don't
great
know what I'm
footage,
doing here.
Especially doing the show you're going to be doing soon. So, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you're
gonna have to get on the YouTube wagon.
Yeah, I started following her on Instagram about half hour ago.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's amazing. Emily, I keep saying you're amazing. Everything you've accomplished in a short
Thank you.
period of time since the pandemic, basically. And
Mhm.
I was going to say, when did you start wrenching?
Well, I've been around mechanical stuff my whole life because while my father was a bike builder when he was younger, when I was a kid, he didn't build bikes, but he was actually a logger and a sawyer and he owned a sawmill. And so we
Right.
always had heavy equipment here. I've worked on everything from dump trucks to Mack trucks. I have changed an oil pump and an Ackerman excavator. I mean, I've been in and out of belly pans and timberjack log skidders and, fixing chainsaws and things like
sounds
that.
like you was raised right.
How is that any better?
Yeah, I had the most
Yes.
amazing upbringing.
That's awesome.
hey, guys, I hate to do this, but I got to be right back. I got to
Go ahead,
make
Doc.
some more beer.
All right, Doc, go ahead.
Hey,
So,
go ahead, Ray.
I mean, that had to be a cool childhood to see your parents, riding. I mean, I grew up, but not with my father, with a single mother, but she rode on the back, but I always seen those guys around and stuff like that, come and go like that, and the riders. So, but to see your parents actually building and just, that experience of, because I've got 3 daughters and a granddaughter. So, I mean,
Mhm.
you know, I'm hands on a lot with their sports and everything they do, you know. So, I always try to teach them the simple, basic things, you know, how to mow the yard, how to check the oil, how to do things like that, you know.
Oh, okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've earned your keep there. I mean, you were
Yes.
saying you live on a compound. I take it you mean, you know, the property area and stuff. So
Yeah, so it's 14 acres here and there's 5 houses and I live in the original homestead that my grandparents built where my mom and dad actually built the Nautilus. And then the garage that I'm in right now is where I grew up and my mom and dad live. And then there's a house next to me that actually used to be the barn for my house because my grandfather, he was a logger too. So back then they just had teams of horses and oxen.
yep.
But that they turned into a house, and we have some wonderful people there who actually the man is the president of one of the New York chapters of the Veterans Motorcycle Club.
Hmm.
And then there's 2 houses up in the back, and my sister and my brother-in-law and my niece live in one, and then we rent out the other one. So it's literally like this little corner of the world that we all live in. And you know, sometimes people will ask me like, how do you live so close to your family like that? Like, do you guys like, you know, fight or anything like that? And my answer is always no, that me and my family, we do not fight. We get along. We love each other. I am the first person in the door over here every morning. I'm the last person out of here every night. Like, I am super close with my family and I don't know what I would do without them.
Yes, and it's super easy to do that when you have things in common and you're raised right. And do you guys? I'm sure you do though, but like us, you know, we grow a lot of our own food and stuff like that. Do you guys do that as well? Yeah.
We used to, but not so much anymore.
Okay.
I used to do a lot of farming. So back one of my prior,
Okay,
you
let's
know,
try this again.
lifetimes, I guess you could say that I raised ducks and geese and chickens and rabbits. And I did meat and eggs and vegetables and all that stuff.
That's cool.
And I'm a beekeeper
Hey, is this
too.
any better?
Oh,
really?
beekeeper. That's nice.
I did that
Yeah.
for a few years.
Yeah. So Emily, Angel Face writes, you know, Emily's hardcore. I wish I could be more like her. I think you got a new fan up in Canada.
Thank you so much. You know, I am sure you are just as badass, okay? Because everyone has their own special badassness and you just gotta own it.
Yep.
You know,
Or you just got to dig it out of you. You know, you
Yeah.
can't wait around for someone else to find it. You have to bring it out, you know.
You said before you do, as of current, you don't have a YouTube channel,
She
I
hasn't
don't,
had one
no.
though, Blue.
but you have an Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I do a lot of stuff on Facebook.
That is true.
Yeah.
Emily and I are friends on Facebook, so we're real friends now. Not true until you're friends on Facebook.
It isn't official until then.
Bingo.
So, Emily, you say you are from Stonington, Connecticut.
Yes.
I am from Ledyard.
Oh, no way.
Yes, I am. I worked 28 years on the Ledyard EMS and Ledyard Fire.
So I live at Minor Sawmill.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where that's at.
Yeah, I'm right there.
And
Okay.
his wife used to drill at the Connecticut National Guard, the same facility I retired out of Groton, Connecticut, at the AVCRAD, which is
Wow.
at Groton Airport.
Yes. Yes. I was on my laptop, but for some reason, I don't know, couldn't.
Too
I
many
was
tabs
causing
open.
more noise than anything, and I couldn't understand what you were saying to back out of.
You had too many tabs up at the top open.
Hey,
Oh, 'cause
Dallas, her Instagram handle is at Lady Bike Builder.
Or just Lady Bike Builder.
Yep.
Yeah, I typed in at lady and I couldn't find it. Just type in Lady Bike Builder. So
Oh, Corey's the man.
Okay, I thought you had a moderator in the side chat.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I am the moderator. And
Yeah, you are. You're gonna do your job. Or should I fire you?
Thanks, guys.
Like I said, this is an amazing community
It
that
is.
has been built and formed, not intentionally. It's just one of those things that happen, and it's a great community. It really is. I mean, I traveled down to Daytona, and I wasn't alone. My buddy Mike Jerowitz and I were down there together. But we're the type of people that say, I'm going to do this. You want to come? No. Okay. I'm going to go do that. Okay, cool. And then we went our separate ways, but I was never alone.
Be right back.
I met up with a lot of other fellow YouTubers within this community. Professional Monkey is one, Hell's on Two Wheels, Tweedledee, Nori, which is gliding on twos. Just to name a few. And I had people hang out with and talk with and that from here, but you never met face to face till that time, but you felt like you knew them all forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the bike community and just motorcyclists in general is like, people are like, oh, it's like a cult, but it's like, no, you know what? It's way more than that. It's not only a lifestyle, but it's a very special person that is a biker, because no matter who you are, where you are, you have that common link.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a respect. It's a mutual respect that people have for each other.
Yep.
Well,
Angel Face has a question. Emily, can you tell us about the bike project that hasn't gone well or extra struggles that you've had? That's a very good question.
Oh, yes. So I'll tell you a great story. The 72 Ironhead, the Nautilus that I finished. So I had to, the motor was blown and I had to get a new set of cases. And so I had never put there's these things called Timken bearings that have to be pounded into a race and put into a case, and you have flywheels and everything, and they have to be trued and balanced. It's a very intricate process, and this is the heart of your motorcycle, and so you really can't risk doing something wrong with that. And so I was nervous about taking that on myself, and so I heard of someone through a family member who says, there's this guy, he's been doing Ironheads his whole life. He's like, the man when it comes to it. And he said that he would come over and he would help you, put the flywheels in the case. And so he comes over, and long story short, he caught it on fire. And because he got out some cutting torches, because he got the tool pressed onto the sprocket shaft and couldn't get it off. So he said, well, I'm going to cut it off with some torches. And I had said to him, well, my torches are over here. These are not regular torches. These are like junkyard torches. Like, you have to be really careful. Well, lo and behold, what does he do is he catches it on fire. And so I have my precious motor on fire on my bench next to a can of WD-40 and brake cleaner. I have no water. All I have is a Dunkin' Donuts cup. And so I go running out to the faucet outside, bringing back water in a Dunkin' Donuts cup and splashing it all over my motor to put the fire out. And I had to start over again.
Yep.
So I had to take everything apart and start all over again.
Yep. So
and I think that was probably one of the lowest moments that I've ever had. And I had a little mini breakdown over that.
Yep. So if everybody's curious what the Nautilus looked like, I just put up a couple pictures of it. That's the Nautilus motorcycle she's talking about. Beautiful bike. It's got the amazing fabrication work on it. I like I said, I drooled all over it because of the fabrication work, the paint work, the construction of it. It's second to none. And it's funny, I mentioned gliding on twos, and he shows up like Beetlejuice, which is awesome. Hey, Nori, how are you, buddy? Thanks for coming in.
I gotta take a break for a second. I gotta get a drink. I'll be right back.
So,
Okay.
Miss Emmy, how long have you lived in North Stonington?
Oh,
Born and
people.
raised.
So, do you know B.J. Pullen?
No.
No. Okay.
She's
Well,
a
it
little
sounds-
younger than you.
I was gonna say, sounds like you've
Yeah.
got a lot of projects going on. So, I mean,
Yes.
Just to
Yeah.
say.
I have like so much fun in life. You know, when I do these things, like people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's so much work and stuff," and I'm like, "But it's to me, it's so much fun." And so, like, when these like things come my way, I just grab the opportunity and run with it.
So Ray from Hudson Valley wants to know
if you can replace
Place
the
the thermostat on his
thermostat in his
excavator.
excavator.
Yeah, I'll get right on that this weekend, Ray. I'm gonna be up that way. I may as well swing by and fix the
yeah,
excavator.
and in your spare time when you're not doing anything, you know.
Yeah.
I'll bring my mechanic's uniform. I'll get right on that.
There you go. There you go. So,
So
I'm
is
gonna,
that? Oh, sorry. Go
I'm going
ahead.
to be heading out to the Motorcyclepedia Museum in Newburgh, New York on Sunday, everybody. I'm going to be there at 10 a.m.
I'll be
Doors
there
open
too.
at 10, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and
Yep.
then I think the simulator event starts at 11.
Yep. I'll be there at 10 a.m. I'm going to be drooling all over the Indian Larry bikes and all the other bikes that are there. Literally drooling. I'm thinking about it and I'm drooling now because those are some amazing, amazing motorcycles that are there. If you have nothing going on, and Connecticut's supposed to be a rainy day anyways. So what better to do if you can't ride? Get around some antique motorcycles. It's not expensive to get into the museum either. And the museum, the money survives off the price of entry.
Yeah,
So-
and you know what I will do is if you come out to see me, you can, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, preferably Facebook. I check that more. If you're gonna come out, please message me because I have an entire stack of free admission tickets to Motorcyclepedia. So you can come into the
There you
museum.
go.
You can come into the museum on me.
Thanks,
Nice.
Ed.
That sounds
Thank you.
nice.
Wish
Maybe I
was
could
up
get
there
Ted to
then.
let me go back through his warehouse again.
You can come
Oh,
see
you-
me when we're
oh, you-
filming.
All you old dudes, get your
Oh.
hover rounds out.
Do you want? You know what? Hey, you know what? This would be a phenomenal idea. You should guest appear on my show.
I would love to.
You should. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's do it.
I
Breaking news. See, it's not only Ray's News Network has breaking news. Ray, you could break this on your channel tomorrow.
I
That
know.
Dr. Harley is going to be a guest on the Lady Bike Builder TV show, which can be found on the motorcycle channel.tv on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and also on the internet.
Yeah, and you can also get it on a smartphone too.
Yep.
Excuse me.
I don't
Doc,
have-
when is your show?
There are videos up now. I don't have the production that Emily has. I already have 5 episodes up. I'm about ready to upload another one tomorrow.
Where are they at?
They're at the motorcyclechannel.tv. You can find it on the internet, on Roku, on Amazon Fire, on Apple TV, or
Apple TV. That was
Yep.
the one. Emily, I don't have Facebook, but I just started following you on Instagram,
Perfect.
and I
I
can
just started
definitely say
following you on Facebook.
that's you. I like the first picture that came up was one of your face. It was just your. Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
her.
You can find it on what now? Roku and what? Apple.
Apple TV,
Amazon Fire.
Amazon Fire.
Yeah, any smartphone, you can install the app.
And Evil Rick is on top of it. Look at that.
Thank you.
What
Are
a
you
chip
on
store
schedule,
here.
behind schedule, ahead of schedule? What?
Me?
For the TV show,
No, for your bikes.
for my bikes, the Nautilus was the big push because that one I worked on for over a year. And so That one's finally done. And now the next one in line is the orange knucklehead for Ted at V Twin. But he doesn't have me. I had to have it at a certain point to bring it to the Hudson Valley Biker Network show because it had to be rolling and I had to have a break on it and things like that. So that was a big deadline push for me. I spent many days driving back and forth to New York working on that bike to get it to that point. But now I don't have as much of a deadline, but I still am a push to get it done because I don't like to sit on things. If I'm going to start something, I'm going to just keep at it and finish it. So I'm probably going to guess probably 3 full days left of work on that bike.
Did they make you do blinkers?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
It's going to be a museum piece when it's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going right into the Motorcyclopedia Museum. And when I go there and see it, I saw that bike. I know the builder.
It's unbelievable.
You said you had 7 bikes there, and that's why I was asking, because I thought maybe you had a bunch of customers who were waiting for their.
Oh no, they're all mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just put my bike in the shop again today.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I had a question.
Yesterday.
You may have answered it already. Other than your dad, who has inspired you to, do you have like a favorite, builder out there or just an icon that you followed, or is
That's a great question. And that's actually something that I want to talk about is that my show, while it is about female empowerment and like I said, being a feminine woman, but being a biker, and I'm all about supporting women. I want my show to also celebrate all of the good men out there because I cannot take credit for everything that I have done on my own. I have had not just my father, but I have had some other incredible men come into my life and, provide me the support and guidance that I needed. One man in particular his name is Rich, and he owns Precision Harley Davidson in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Yep.
And that man literally saved me. After I had the fire, like I was at my lowest point and I didn't know if I could continue on with the build, but I wanted to finish it to make my family proud of me. And I was really at a loss at where I should go and what I should do. And I happened to start talking to Rich and, he said, I hear your story and I want to help you. And so he was the one that got me back going on the project again, because I had to have the flywheel trued. I had to have the sprocket shaft redone. Balancing back in the cases and everything. So I let him do that part of it because it was way out of my league considering what had happened to it. And, when you come that far on a build, the last thing you want to do is screw something up because you're being stubborn, So Rich was instrumental in making that happen for me. And then when I got the motor back, it was just the case with the flywheel and the oil pump in it. And he said, here's my number. And you put me on speed dial. And anytime you have a question, I will answer it for you. And I'll do everything I can to help you on it. And by God, that man babysat me for 6 months. I would call him and be like, what is this washer? I don't know where it is. I'd be like, what is this bolt? And he would answer me right back. It's this, it's that, And so, yeah, excellent man, huge mentor of mine. So always forever grateful for Precision Harley Davidson.
But that's what it's about, ain't it? teaching passing that knowledge on and I've been around a lot of old dudes and I've watched and listened to a lot of old dudes, and they'll tell you if they don't pass that knowledge on, it's not going to, that generation in them builds will die out. So when these younger guys are building these choppers and things like that, they have a lot of chopper scenes pretty big. People just don't follow it like a lot of people. Like there's a lot of people that are just bagger guys and rally guys and stuff like that, but they have chopper shows at every rallies, and it's a big scene, but it's the builders is not that big of a scene really,
I know.
And these guys, these younger crowd that's getting into these are 30s, mid, 40, and there's a few younger than that, but it seems like, and like I've said, and I've heard these guys and these old timers say, if they don't pass this knowledge on, it's going to die. That it's not going to be around anymore. So I've never seen anyone have an issue with something like you just said, teaching somebody of what that part does or where it goes or how to fix that. And instead of just fixing it themselves, a lot of the older dudes will want you to fix it yourself, but they will help you through it, and they want you to do the work because they know that their time's, kind of getting, if they're real old up there. So, they want that knowledge to be passed on so that choppers scene or whatever you want to call it, that can continue. So
it doesn't die out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
When I was working on my iron head, I would go play. If someone would look at me like I had 3 heads, I would be like, hey, I need this thrust washer that goes in, and they would look at me and they'd be like, I don't really know what you're talking about, and
because all they know how to do is put a bag on, I mean,
so
so finding like those old school guys with all that old school knowledge, it's like, I felt like I had hit a gold mine when I met Richie because he literally saved me.
So Emily, I have a question for you. I'm going to ask you to put your mom hat on now. So if your son says, Mommy, I want to ride motorcycles, are you going to teach him how to ride, or?
He's got one right there.
Okay. He's already got
ready.
one. It's ready. Right on.
How old is he?
He's 15.
So he's a year away. Well,
he doesn't really like motorcycles though.
Really?
He's not really a fan. No. I'll tell you a quick story though. He doesn't like to ride, and I have to like bribe him to go for a ride with me. But on his very last day of 8th grade, he says, Mom, I want to go out with guns blazing. And I was like, all right, buddy, what do you mean? And he was like, will you pick me up on the Harley? And so I was like, all right, yeah, I'll pick you up. So I went.
He wanted to show off to his friends how badass his mom is.
Yeah. So I pull up in the line, with all the moms, and here I am on my Harley, and I pull up to the side, and he gets on and puts his helmet on, and all the kids are screaming, rev it up. And so I revved it up and everything, and they're screaming. And my son was like, thanks, Mom. That was the best last day of school ever.
Cool
and
points.
you know what? All his friends got into the cars with their parents, and they're like, what's the matter, son? You suck, Mom. He rides a Harley, and you're in a minivan.
Yeah. Why are we not on a motorcycle?
Yeah.
I get that. My daughter's last 8th grade day is day after tomorrow. So,
Emily, that's a great.
I've got 2 of them, and like she's the only one out of all 3 of them that's into it. The other 2, and they,
that's a great story,
Emily,
that you'll cherish for the rest of your life and the rest of his life too.
Yes.
But she likes the girl power with the bikes, the lady bikers, and I'm gonna show her your channel as well on
you
Instagram.
should have her watch this.
I know. Well, yeah. I'm going to. I've already given her the sporty I've got, so she can take it down and we can build it the way she wants it together. So she already has her own bike. She's just 14, so that's a good project for me and her to do.
Dallas says his mom picked him up in a Volkswagen Bug.
girl power. I mean, I've got girls, like I said, and a granddaughter. So it's all about for me, to see them inspired by these women doing these things, and not just the women lady bikers, but the women period that are doing, big things out here. It is, and if you don't have daughters, you don't understand what I'm talking about, because it's a big to do, and I'm sure there was somebody that inspired you or inspires you now. That's a lady, and
Amen.
I could imagine that someone like Jesse Combs, who was a great fabricator, great builder,
I mean,
a racer, a rider,
took the
may she
time out
rest
to
in
do
peace.
that, though.
May she rest in peace, breaking her own world speed record. But what a very powerful young woman she was, and an inspiration to women throughout the world.
And still going. I mean, it's still, they just did that whole room to her, dedicated to her at Sturgis and stuff. And, I mean,
absolutely. Now, here's a question from Angel Face. It says, your parents must be so proud of you. Do you dedicate motorcycle builds to anyone special?
What does she mean? Like, are you building something for somebody, or does Angel mean like just like
or in
no,
memory
she's dedicating a build to anyone special. Like I know when she redid Nautilus, that was a dedication to your parents, correct?
Yes, that was my family legacy. So I did that bike, and then the orange knucklehead that I'm building right now is actually for the owner of V Twin Manufacturing, Ted Doering.
Yeah, I could have been a kid in a candy store in that shop.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh man, that was
it's just, I was telling him earlier, like they have like shopping carts. It's like going grocery shopping, and they just follow me around. And I'm like, the first day I was there, I had like a whole shopping cart full of tanks.
Yep.
And I was like comparing them to like going purse shopping. I'm like, this is a Gucci, this is a Prada. I was having so much fun. Oh my God, it was amazing.
So Two Wheel Therapy is also here in Connecticut. He's actually the next town from me. He's wondering what the age limit is for children on motorcycles as passers. I believe it's as long as their feet could reach the pegs.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine put, I'm going to use an old school biker term, the slut pegs on his fat boy so his daughter's feet could reach the pegs.
Yeah.
So it
did
meet the minimum requirement that her feet reach the pegs.
Is there an age cutoff for wearing a helmet too?
18.
18 there. I think
In
it's
Connecticut.
21 in some states.
Yeah.
But if my kid gets on a bike, they're having a helmet on no matter what, full face. So
yeah, I say to each their own with the gear. I say it's whatever your comfort level is with the gear. Me personally, I wear a 3/4 helmet with a shield, and I pretty much always have some type of glove, always boots and long pants.
Now on Spaceball, I wear a full face helmet.
Well,
and on the Road Glide, I don't. And
that's just a touchy subject because there's so many people that say, no, you should wear this, you should wear it. No, if I'm comfortable in my $30 half shell helmet that I wear, that's what I'm comfortable in the t-shirt. I don't need a leather jacket on all day. I don't need chaps on. I don't need boots coming to my knees. And there's no offense to anybody that does. If that's their comfort, that's theirs. But I jump on the highway and I've got a half shell helmet on and, blue jeans and t-shirt. I'm not packing gear on and being uncomfortable because my comfort is different from everybody else's. So.
Yep. Everybody, that's the personal choice that you have.
You made a statement before about hoping that your family would be proud. From what I've seen and heard tonight, I believe that's true, and then some.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. That's all I really wanted. When I started out with doing all of this, that bike I just wanted my dad to be proud of me.
I could guarantee you he is beyond proud.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I don't even know you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You extrude your enthusiasm.
I am extremely enthusiastic about everything in life, really. So I just try to always have a positive outlook.
Down to he's upstate New York. Blue, come on down to Motorcyclepedia on Sunday.
This Sunday?
This Sunday.
Okay.
I'll be there.
And meet her, and I'll be there, and you will talk to Emily. And let me tell you something: you will be floored by the type of person she is. She's such a sweetheart.
Where is it?
Newburgh, New York.
It's in Newburgh. Okay.
Yeah.
At where? At the dealer or
at the Motorcyclepedia Museum.
See, I don't know where that is.
It's on Lake Street.
I've seen the sign for it, but I don't know. But I'm sure I could find it.
Yeah, there's a new thing called Google, Blue.
Thing.
And GPS. They got GPS these days.
Yeah. Fortunately, they came on my bike when I bought that. So
yeah.
Well, I've had fun. I'm going to jump off here and let anybody else that wants to jump on ask questions. I just wanted to jump on and ask you a few questions and meet you.
That's great. Thank you.
I'll start following you on Instagram, so I'll check out your stuff when after I get off here and get time. But just from the bikes, they look good. And, keep on, rocking, man. I mean, that's all you can do. And I'm like you, people, you don't know me, but these guys do. I'm up at 3:30 every morning. Yes, I'm going, I always have a positive attitude and stuff like that. And you have to, or you're not going to live,
Yep.
and it's just, I have to put myself in that place because I don't let anyone get me down, and I'm not going to, because like I said, my life and my highway, there's people that come in it, but some of those people are meant to get off the exit. They're not meant to go the whole, distance with us. So we need to let them go. And I'm a positive person and I want the positive people around me. So, but hey, it was good meeting you, and I'll keep up with you. I've got a YouTube channel and Instagram, but once I, message you or something on Instagram, then maybe you can, follow me back. But yes, this community is great. Glad you came on Doc's show tonight.
Thanks so much.
He's a wonderful guy.
I was blessed to meet Emily. I really was.
This community is small, but it's tight, and we keep it, it's very friendly, very, very close people and friends. Yeah. So
clicks are not allowed.
So, if you want to stick around and there's someone always doing a live stream every night of the week, like I do Monday nights, Doc's doing Wednesday nights. Pro Monkey does every other Friday night. We got Bride Biker does them on Wednesday nights as well, I think.
Yep.
Tuesday and Thursday's kind of iffy, so who knows? But hey, good meeting you.
Great, thanks for coming on, buddy.
See you later, Ray.
All right, guys.
So, Angel Face has another question. When building a bike, do you envision the end product, or does it evolve as you build it?
Ooh, good question.
So I learned very early on that what you envision is not necessarily what is going to happen.
Correct.
So, because there's always hiccups along the way, you always need to modify something. And so while you can have this perfect vision in your head, it's not necessarily going to end up like that. But that's not always a bad thing, because sometimes the modifications that you make actually make it better than what you thought it would be.
And, like my chopper build that I'm going to be doing, that I'm starting to collect parts for, and Emily's gracious enough to make a donation and parts to it, which I'm excited getting from her. We'll work that out at a later date when it's convenient for you, Emily, and for me, because I'm always working. I work every day that ends in Y. But, I have a vision of how I want the bike to come out and how it's going to look, but not down to the finest detail. But I know it's going to change maybe a half a dozen to a dozen times before the bike is half built.
Mm-hmm.
And once the bike is built or mocked up and it comes apart, it's going to change another half a dozen to a dozen times by the time it gets to its final assembly.
Hey, Doc, I've got a question for Emily. What did you do before you started working on motorcycles?
Well, I have done a lot of different things with my life. So, right out of high school, I actually went to auto body school and I got a license in auto damage appraisal, and I worked in body shops. And then in the interim of that, I was a CNA. I had dual reciprocity in both Connecticut and Rhode Island. And then my next career, believe it or not, I was a pastry chef and I worked at fine dining restaurant, and I actually filmed a TV show called Restaurant Impossible with Robert Irvine and
Yes.
the Food
Yes.
Network.
Yes.
Yep. So I did that a long time ago, and then going into housekeeping. When I became a mom, I needed something that was more flexible, so I used to clean houses.
Right.
I mean, I literally have just tried anything in life that I thought that I wanted to try, and I just roll with it, and whatever happens happens. And
Right.
everything always has worked out for me. I've been very
Well,
lucky.
Well, it
Very
helps
good.
then. It helps then that you've been around television production.
Yeah, I had a little bit of familiarity with it. It's a lot
Yeah.
different though, and the whole show is about you.
Yeah.
um,
I used.
it's hard
I'm
for
sorry.
me as a person to take credit for everything,
Right.
because I am a lot about others and about the other people in my life that have helped me along the way. And so my film crew has to kind of remind me sometimes that, Emily, the show isn't about everyone else. It's really
Right.
about you.
Right.
So it's taking
Well,
some getting used to.
I was wondering if maybe you'd been a school teacher or something, because you're very knowledgeable, but yet very well spoken, and you put things well. You know.
Well, I am educated. I'm an accountant.
Okay.
And I just graduated with my associate's degree last May. I graduated summa cum laude. I had the highest GPA in my
Mm,
academic program.
nice.
I had a 3.98 GPA.
Mm.
And I am in school now with all of this stuff going on. I am
Oh,
finishing off a double major in accounting and finance, and I am maintaining a 4.0 GPA right now.
Man,
I
your plate is full.
yeah.
You're going for
Emily,
the
I'm going to
master.
say you are setting an awesome example for your son. They say great leaders lead by example, and you are leading one heck of an example of, if you put your mind to it, there's nothing you can't do for your son to follow. And what an amazing gift that you are leaving him, and he doesn't even realize it. I don't even think you do either, but you're leaving him an amazing gift by showing him that there's nothing you can't accomplish. All you have to do is try, and don't be afraid to fail.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
And,
failure is part of the process, and like people
I
are
bowed
like,
to you
oh, well,
earlier
he's
because of your relationship with Ted and building him his bike. Now I bow to you as a parent because, parenting doesn't stop. It's a 24/7 job, 365 days a year for the rest of your life.
Right.
And I'm not
There's
a
no
parent,
book on it.
but I have a parent, so I know what it's like, and what a great example you're leading your son into, and showing him, hey, you can do anything you want. You just got to put your mind to it, and don't be afraid to fail, because all failure is you didn't succeed at it, and just keep doing it until you do succeed, if it's something you truly want. And that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, Doc, I've got my questions asked, and I'm going to go ahead and just hop all down in the side chat. Thank you again for the Harley Davidson card.
No problem, buddy. Give me
Uh,
send me your address again on
Congrats.
Instagram, and
Yeah,
I'll
I
get
will.
this out in the mail to you tomorrow.
All right. But nice meeting you. I
nice
live
to meet
in
you
Southern
too.
Illinois, so I doubt I'll see you anytime soon anywhere. But
You never know. She might come in on one of the side chats on a Wednesday night.
oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Other than that, but I'm talking about in person.
You never know.
Yeah. But I've had a chance, and how Ray was talking about the community
What's up,
and
Brian?
and I got to meet, Ray and Dallas, which is Middle Tennessee Concrete, and a few others in the chat, Professional Monkey, and it's just like, okay, I'm meeting them. I've been talking to them all this time, and it's just like, you've known them this whole time, but I'm good for the show, and congratulations to you again, Doc Harley, for your endeavor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
TV show. But I'm going to hop down in the side chat and let you all go, and let somebody else talk.
Yeah, right on. Thanks you very much. I appreciate XAN. You're the man, the myth, the legend, XAN Biker.
Yeah.
I try.
What a great guy.
I'm going to head out here pretty soon, too.
All right.
It's funny that you asked about going down this, because I was really looking for an excuse to go to Connecticut this weekend.
Well, don't come to Connecticut. Go down to Newburgh, New
no,
York.
I'll go to Newburgh to do that. But
yeah.
What time?
Doors open up at 10.
Okay.
So I'm going to be in it, and I think they close at 4 or 5 on Sunday, or maybe 3.
Are you going to be there all day? Or both of you going to be there all day, or?
Most of the day.
So I'll be there definitely from like 10 a.m. till about 3.
Okay. I'll shoot for that.
And if it's your first time there, it sounds like it is, you're going to need all 5 hours to walk through the 2 levels of this motorcycle museum.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're going to need a few hours to really absorb it all. And then it's just like, it's like a sensory overload.
Yep.
I don't know if Daz realizes it or not, but it takes a long time to get through that Baseball Hall of Fame too.
Yeah. Well, there's Excelsior bikes there. There's Thor bikes there. There's a couple of Ford bikes there. There's bikes that you've never heard of that are European. It's not just Harleys and Indians.
Right.
There is an amazing collection of motorcycles. Some are original, some are remanufactured, some of them are.
When did they open that place?
Oh God, back in what? In the 70s, I think he opened.
Oh, really? See, I'm surprised I've never been there before. Like when I lived in Danbury. I mean,
yeah, and it's close to Danbury.
Yeah, I know. It's what, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
If that. You know where Danbury is, Emily?
No.
It's right on 84 before you get into New York.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You've been through it 100 times, I bet.
I'm just like, I got the blinders on.
That's where I'm from. I'm from Danbury.
And now he's way upstate.
I've got to bring the bike in Saturday for its first Dow. Of course, I was talking to you about that last night.
Mm-hmm.
And but Sunday, if it's Sunday, I will make that.
It's going to be a rainy day Sunday, so I mean, what better to do than
I heard it wasn't supposed to, after all, but I don't know. I haven't checked lately, but
well, let me look right now before you get off. I do have that technology here. Well, at least in my area, here in Connecticut. Oh no, it's not supposed to rain right now, so I still will be coming out on the bike.
Let's see here. What do I have?
Awesome.
Sunday? No, it's only supposed to be partly cloudy and mostly sunny, partly cloudy, 73 degrees.
Windroad saying
it'll be nicer there than it'll be here
down.
in PA because I have a birthday party being thrown for me here Saturday, and it's supposed to rain.
Yep. Windroad, that museum is not closing down. I think you're talking about the one out in Sturgis that's closing down. This is in Newburgh, New York. It's a privately owned museum. The guy who owns it owns V-Twin Manufacturing, which is a worldwide leader in vintage motorcycle parts, either new old stock or remanufactured or reproduction.
Which one is Windroad referring to?
I think that one's out in Sturgis. They're talking about the one that's closing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Motorcyclepedia Museum will never close.
No way.
No, that's
I
I think
had
New York is
no
going to be
idea
putting
that
that
they
in
even
its
opened that long.
landmark, especially the city of Newburgh as a landmark. I mean, the next
Yeah.
big landmark in Newburgh is West Point.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is the military academy.
Yep. I've been there.
Oh yeah. Do scooters count as bikes? He.
Electric scooters. What kind of scooters?
I'll just leave it at that.
That's what
Yeah.
I'd like to know. What kind of scooters?
Yeah.
Because there's one I want.
Oh, the one in Iowa. Yeah, that's closing down. Yeah, it's a shame.
Oh, okay.
That's a shame. That's an amazing museum. I've only seen pictures and videos of it, and they had a fire too there, from what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, Winrube. I believe they had a fire. They rebuilt, and they couldn't recover since the fire. That's why it's closing, from what I understand, which is a shame. You know, to see museums that carry. I know they're auctioning a lot of their bikes off. No, it's by JP Cycles in Iowa. Yep.
Well, with that, I'm going to say be kind to everybody because you never know who's going to be kind to you.
All right, Bob. Have a good one.
Have a great
See
night,
you later,
guys.
Bob.
So, what a great show, Em. Thank you for coming
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
This
what
has
a
been
great
so
show, man.
fun.
Hopefully, you had a lot of fun.
I did. I
Hopefully
really
you got
did. Thank you
value
so
out of
much.
it. I'm not ending it, but
I'm-
I always end my videos with, live the best life you can. And you truly are living the best life you can. And for that,
I'm trying.
you're very, very fortunate to do so.
I feel very, very lucky and blessed, incredibly blessed.
So, PA, you have anything you want to bring up?
No, I'm just excited that we're pretty close to living from the same area. I know a lot of people. I'm surprised I've never met you. I volunteered for Mystic River Ambulance for a good many, many years and met a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I'm very pleased to meet you now.
Thank you. Same here.
And my wife is a new bike rider herself. Still the parking lot phase, but she'll get out there when she's ready. I'm not pushing her.
There you go.
When she's ready to do it, she'll do it.
Thank you,
Well,
Tiger.
if you need some female encouragement, I'm here.
Lady Bike Builder.
I will tell her. I will tell her
All right.
that. She's not a camera person, so
Well, you
that's
can also
okay.
tell her that she's a hometown girl.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just ride out to see her.
Yeah.
Well, now they
actually,
live in PA in Carlisle.
Yeah. We're only 6 hours from Connecticut now.
Yeah.
We moved to North Carolina 13 years ago on a military transfer. We stayed there for 11 years and transferred back here. It was either Connecticut or here. Of course, Connecticut's way too busy for me and too expensive.
I
Yeah.
hear you.
So we decided that this is the closest place to be. And we're happy here. I love the riding. The riding is beautiful here.
Oh, I love Pennsylvania. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, so if you're ever out this way, hit me up and we'll ride and show you some beautiful sights.
Awesome.
I'm going to, I don't know if you've heard of it, but the Gettysburg Bike Week. I don't know if you've ever been.
I've heard of that. I've never been.
It's a great time. It's right
It
there at
is.
the national battlefield.
Battlefield, yep.
Yep. And I had a great time last year. I had such a good time. I'm going back. I'll be up at Laconia this year. Only reason why I'm going is the 100 year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll be going back anytime soon after that.
I'm going to Laconia too.
Oh, when will you be there?
So opening day is my birthday. So I'm
Nice.
going up on my birthday with my mom and dad and my uncle. And then we're just doing a day trip up. But then that following Tuesday, I'm headed up and I'm going to be staying with a man who runs all of the motorcycle shows.
Oh, okay.
for Laconia. And so I'm going to be shadowing him for the week, and I'm going to be doing judging the bike shows.
Okay.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
if you get a chance on that Tuesday, which I believe is the 13th, if you get a chance to come on down to, I'm going to be at the racetrack, which is Loudon, New Hampshire's, it's the Speedway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there in July.
Yep. I'm going to be there doing a meet and greet from 12 to 3 over at the Sanity Jewelry booth. And Mark, they make biker jewelry and by bikers. I mean, they all ride. All of his employees ride. They travel the country to all the rallies. They're easy to find. And he's got a storefront down in Grant, Florida.
Nice.
Yeah. And they do their own Damascus steel. They forge their own Damascus steel of 512 layers. And they have knives. They make hammers. They make hatchets, rings, bracelets, necklaces, earrings. My wedding band is a Sanity Jewelry wedding band because my wife and I married 27 years ago, and I was a lot thinner, and it doesn't fit, and I can't size it because it's ornate. So we decided to replace it, and we replace it with something from Sanity.
Nice.
Yeah, Mark's a good dude. Nice. He says he'll see us there. Okay, cool.
Yep, Hudson Valley Biker Network's coming. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Great guys. I had them on one night on.
Well, they're the best. So
yeah.
I think this is probably Ray that's on this, but Ray and Eddie and just everyone that I have encountered in the Hudson Valley Biker Network has done everything in their power to help me along the way and to support me and to encourage me and to cheer me on. And so I want to take that minute to shout out to everyone at Hudson Valley Biker Network for everything. You guys rock.
Yep. I had them both on my show the week or a couple weeks before their big show down in Poughkeepsie. And originally I wasn't going to make it because I had another commitment in New Jersey, which ended up getting canceled due to weather. So, I was able to go, and I even said to my wife, I says, we might run to New Jersey, which was northern New Jersey, spend a couple hours there, and then burn up to Poughkeepsie and stop in. And if anything, just say hello to everybody and walk around. And it ended up being, we ended up spending most of the day there anyways, which was a good time. Here's a question from Emily, for Emily from Angel Face. Do you feel your work of art bike should be ridden or primarily displayed?
I think that all bikes should be ridden.
Absolutely.
Because it is not good for a bike to sit. That's a good way for them to just rust up and seize up and ruin the tens of thousands of dollars that you put into it. But for instance, like the Nautilus, while I'll ride it, I won't ride it everywhere, and I won't, take it out on long trips down the highway or anything like that. I would baby it around town. But they definitely have to be ridden. Yep.
And they say thank you. Big shout out to Hudson Valley Biker Network. Everybody here has seen them on my live before. Great couple guys. They're awesome. They do a lot of great things in New York as far as promoting, all the local businesses and motorcycle awareness. I really appreciate that they do that. We need more.
And they have the Biker Foundation too.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
And she goes, choppers are not comfortable to ride. That's why.
Right? Yeah. Your butt is awful sore on those old hard.
You don't ride a chopper for comfort. You ride a chopper for one is the lineage of it, the history that's behind a chopper, the mystique, and just the badassery of riding a chopper. There's another girl up in Canada, Lady Red Rider, I believe it is. She's a chopper girl, and her shovel head's a kickstart.
Yeah, all mine are kickers too.
Yeah, I just was watching some of her stuff tonight again, and she's an amazing young lady.
Yeah, I mean, if you
You
can't
know.
kick it, don't ride it.
Right.
Right. That was something that my father and I actually went back and forth on with the Nautilus, was because we put bigger, we put 20 over pistons in it, and I got, a little bit more on the bottom end now. And my dad was like, the compression in this thing is going to be a lot. You really should put a ring gear in there so that you can do an electric start. And I flat out refused. I said, no, I'm sorry, but that's not the way that the bike was. You kicked it over. And so I'm going to kick it over. And so,
Mhm.
by God, I turned my leg completely black and blue, but I can kick those bikes over.
Yep.
So,
The one I'm building, it's going to be a kickstart only because it's a 1960s style. And in 1960, they didn't have electric start. I'm sorry.
right.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you, I wanted to kick my bike yesterday and not kick it over. I went out for a 100-mile ride by myself, enjoyed beautiful countryside. Bike ran beautiful. And come home, and I knew the other day my clutch was grabbing way out, So I said, it's just a clutch adjustment.
Yep.
Well, I came home and I was called Chip. I said, something's not right with my bike. He says, well, bring it over. Well, I went to pull out of my driveway, and I couldn't get into second gear. It winded out. I was like, what in God's name? So I turned right around and brought it back. Well, come to find out, I brought it to the mechanic here, and he said that my clutches, I forget what they call them, some kind of brushes or something.
Mhm.
Brushes or whatever they called, are shot in it. So new clutches got to be put in.
Yep. It happens.
Right.
Wind
Yep.
Road Therapy, Des, she's awesome. She asked, did you participate in the ride over the Hudson a few years ago?
No,
I
I haven't
never heard
done
of it.
any rides. I literally have only ridden by myself. I think I've probably gone out on rides with, maybe, other than my dad, I think maybe 2 other people. I'm just like a solo rider,
Yep.
I just hop on and go, and I don't
You,
have
the
a
bike, the
destination.
wind, and that's it.
Yeah, and then people will always be like, "How come you didn't call me and tell me you're going out?" I'd be like, "I don't know. I just got out of the bike and I just left."
Yep. Or you could go, I did. I went, hey, you didn't answer.
So, but I am starting to, as I'm, getting more out in the community and things like that, I'm starting to get a lot of more interest in that. And I am joining some runs and things like that now.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thing.
So let's see. Dallas goes, badassery, doctor speak. Yes, it is. It's a medical term in my OR, badassery. Like Hot Wing, that he's got this gold wing that had some custom paint with it's red with some flames on it, and he nicknamed it Hot Wing. And
That's awesome.
yeah, and that's a kind of a badass gold wing that he has. And let's see. Ray's Motor Life is asking, have you heard of Babes Ride Out?
Babes Ride Out? Yes, I have heard of that. I have some girlfriends that are actually going to that, but I'm not able to attend that.
Yeah. You're getting a little busy.
Yes. A lot of things going on, like back to back, weekend to weekend.
Yep. With Ted and the TV show and, and everything else you got going on. Plus your son
And
is
school,
in high
and
school, work. Yep.
Wow.
I could relate, other than the kids part. I don't have kids other than the 2 that are behind me. But they don't want
cost
me
just as much as kids.
Yeah, Spaceballs was quite expensive. That's my lowrider S I nicknamed Project Spaceball. And it got that nickname because when I was telling my wife, she was on board with the 131. And I said, before I put the motor in, I'm going to, juice it up with some camshafts and maybe put a turbo on it. And she goes, how fast you want to go? Light speed? I said, oh, light speed's too small. She goes, all right, Spaceball, you're going plaid. I said, that's the name for the bike.
Cool.
Hey, Drew.
I named mine Miss Piggy.
Mm-hmm.
It
Drew
cost me
just
that
dropped
all the
in.
time.
Drew, let me introduce you to Emily. She's Lady Bike Builder. She builds custom choppers. She fixes them. She rides them. She was commissioned by V-Twin Manufacturing and the Motorcyclopedia Museum to build a chopper. She's building a knucklehead chopper for the museum as we speak. So she's very busy. She's an accountant. She's got her associate's degree, working on her bachelor's in accounting, and she's got a 15-year-old son. So she's a very busy woman. Just to bring you up to speed, Drew.
Very good. Drew, why don't you come on?
Yeah, Drew,
I
if you want
thought
to.
Chip was going to come on, but he
Well,
must
maybe
have fell asleep.
he must have. He must have. But so have you ridden any current motorcycles, Emily?
Like just regular riding?
Yeah.
Yes, I have gotten out a couple of times. Not as much as I wanted to, but a couple times here and there, done some couple hour rides. My very first weekend trip on my motorcycle, I'm leaving on June 1st and I'm heading up to the Blackthorn Resort for their June run.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm there that Saturday, the Motorcyclopedia Museum is actually doing the illuminated run.
Yep.
And so while I'll be at the Blackthorn staying there for the weekend, I'm going out on Saturday to be with the museum to do the illuminated run as well.
Nice.
So that'll be a nice long weekend of just riding.
Nice. And what are you going to ride?
Ruby.
Ruby?
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my question was like a current. Have you ridden Milwaukee 8s, any touring bikes? You know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I only ride old bikes. Let's see. Last summer, I did the test ride day at the Harley shop where they
Yep.
came with the trailer truck full of bikes, and I actually got to test drive a CVO.
Okay.
And that thing was badass.
That's what my Road Glide is. It's a CVO.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I love it.
Big, real big, heavy. But once you got it up and you got going on it, it was like light as a feather.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Just getting it up off the kickstand can be a challenge.
yes.
But like any other bike, if you just turn the handlebars like you're making a full to lock to the right, that actually changes the geometry where it's lighter to stand up on its the wheels.
Yeah,
Hey.
you turn it right and it comes right up.
And as I predicted earlier tonight, Kazemoto is here from Australia. Hello to Down Under to bring you up to speed, Kazemoto. This is Lady Bike Builder. She's I made you full screen. She fixes bikes, she rides bikes, and she's a custom bike builder. She's been commissioned by V-Twin Manufacturing, who owns the Motorcyclopedia Museum in Newburgh, New York, and she's building a knucklehead chopper for them. And she's a mom. She's got her associate's degree, working on a bachelor's degree, and she's got a TV show on the Motorcycle Channel .tv program. So she's a very busy woman. She's very busy into the motorcycle community and very big into the old school choppers. Now, Kazemoto, you're up to speed. If you have any questions, feel free to drop in the side chat, or if you have the time, because I know the time difference with you working, here's the link. You could drop in and ask her personally. And he says, wow, proud to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay. Angel Face has another question. I do photo shoots with my bike, sometimes with interesting backgrounds. Is that something you might do as well? Angel Face, she did a photo shoot for Easy Rider magazine. So
Yep.
I would say yes.
Yes, for sure. And we did the shots here. And I have a beautiful pond out back. And so we actually put the Nautilus in front of the pond. And so there's that scene. And then we did some shots in the garage here, which those came out awesome. And I wish that I could share the photos because they are so awesome.
Well, you could share
Um,
them a year from now.
yeah, I can share them after August, after they have picked the photos that they want and they're published, then I can post the rest of the album. But let me tell you, when I say that these photos are just hot, they are awesome. So, and my friend, his name is Jim, and he owns Call of the Wild Photography, and he is the one that did all the photos for me, and he did a phenomenal job. I mean, I had a freaking fog machine in here with purple smoke, and like it was just wild. So
Now,
yeah.
question: did they supply a model for the bike? Because I have a friend of
So
mine who modeled for Easy Rider, and the thing is, once you model for Easy Rider, you're done. You can never do it again.
so they it's very hard to get in, first of all, and not everyone can get into the magazine, and I
No.
was just lucky. That's really all it was, is I was just lucky. And so working with them and seeing what they want and everything, I said to them, because I'm a high achiever, obviously I think you guys get this by now. And so I said, well, what do you got to do to get on the cover? And so they said, well, to be on the cover, you actually have to be a professional model. So she said, if you want your bike to be on the cover, you have to hire a professional model.
Right.
And I said, well, over my dead body is somebody else going to be on the cover of Easy Rider magazine on my bike. So I said, no thanks. I'm just lucky enough to be in it. I don't need to be on the cover.
Did you approach them or they approach you?
I approached them. I was on a whim. I typed up an email and I took some photos of the bike. Like, I had some old photos and some new photos of it to show them, like, then and now, and, brief history about my family and how the bike came to be and everything. And I sent it off, and I thought that I would never hear from them. And it was like a day later, they
Awesome.
emailed me and they said, we absolutely love your story and we want you to be a part of the magazine.
That's awesome.
Wow,
So
that is great.
I'm going to throw something here, out that maybe you might want to look into. You should write a book.
yeah,
I really think so. I think it'd be a huge success. Because of all of your trials and tribulations and successes that you've achieved in such a short time. I think it'd be a great book that a lot of people, because there's more and more women writers out now than there were 10 years ago. 10, 15
Yes.
years ago, the percentage, I think, was 1% female writers. And the percentage, last time I looked, the census was taken in 2016 and was up to like 15%.
yeah,
So there
we're
was a
becoming more and more.
14% growth in females riding motorcycles, and and a lot more male riders that weren't on board with females riding motorcycles are starting to get on board. And I think it'd be a really good seller for you, and it could be an extra avenue for income. There's a lot into writing a book, I'm sure, but in your spare time, I think maybe you might want to think about that.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine who's big into music like you are with motorcycles and that, and he's from North Stonington. His name is Steve Daggett. And now he is a country western celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
And just from him pushing like you do, he got to where he wants to be in life.
Yeah.
And it's all expires from people like you, ma'am. And
Thank
you are one special little lady, I can tell you.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much.
So
Thank you.
even the guys at Hudson Valley think that's a great idea to write a book.
Oh yeah.
Gotta write a book.
I'll buy it.
Absolutely.
The Adventures of Lady Bike Builder.
There you go.
It could be. Or, Lady Bike Builder from then till now, from the beginning till now. Volume 1. Because I'm sure as time goes on that you would be able to add to it, and create, do a second release and all of that of everything you have going on. And who knows what the future is going to bring you. It could
Yeah.
mad success, and who knows.
Yep. And I want to
I-
do some great things for people. Like I have a lot of great ideas, and I want to give back to the communities. One thing that I really want to do is I got asked to go be a motivational speaker at local technical high schools to their tech program kids. And
Absolutely.
so my goal is to be able to go in and find the highest achieving female in each class, and I want to buy her a mechanic's toolkit to start out her career.
Nice.
Awesome. So my wife said she'd read that book.
Yeah.
She's a bookworm.
My mom is an author, so I should have my mom write my book.
Yeah. And my wife is a big fan of the Book Barn there in Niantic.
That place is huge.
My wife could get lost in there. Hudson Valley Biker Network says that their network is 29% female of 11,500 members. That's awesome. Hey, good night, Dallas. Thank you for coming in. They also say it'd be a good coffee table book, and it could be a good inspirational book. It could be, a good life empowering book, to empower your life. It could be placed in a lot of different areas within bookstores or on Amazon of, everywhere. It's like Angel Faces, empowering women, empower others.
Yes. Yep.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm inspired by all your success. I really am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's huge. Every time I'm thinking, well, maybe this chopper bill is not going to go. And I remember you telling me, don't worry. All you need is what you have, which is your dream and your passion, and the rest will fall into place. And I keep telling myself that because you said it to me. And so I keep pushing and sending out emails and asking for parts. And, I'm going to be meeting with Doc's Motorcycle in Waterbury, Connecticut. Maybe I'm good friends with the family. Maybe they could donate. They might have a shovel head bike laying around with a bent frame or something that they could donate to me, and I could use that as the donor bike and go from there. Or a shovel head or an iron head or anything.
Yep. I just I had to teach myself how to rethink things.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I focus on when I really want to do something is that I do not take no, or I can't do this, or this isn't going to work out as an answer. I try to, I'm like a lot about visualization. So I just pretend like I already have that. I've already done it. And I sit there and I think about how fantastic I feel looking at it already done, and this already accomplished. And so I try to live in the moment of success.
Yep.
And I do not let that doubt creep in. When that fear and that doubt creeps in, I say, you get the hell out of here. I got things to do.
Yeah. It's like, hopefully Ted will be there Sunday, because I like to shake the man's hand and say hello.
He'll be there.
And I'm going to pitch it to him instead of sending an email to his staff and explain everything. I'll actually have printouts of the paperwork. This way, I want to hear no from him, and then I want to hear why he's saying no to helping homeless veterans.
Well, Ted's a good guy. So
yeah, I know he is. I mean, I've seen him before. I never bother people in their business because they're busy. They're running their businesses. He's running his museum. He's running his business. I know he's very busy, but I doubt he even saw my request because it went to contact@vtwin.com. manufacturing.com.
Yeah, then he never saw it.
Yeah, he never saw it. So, I'm going to give him my elevator pitch, and maybe, he'll find it in his heart to sit there and say, I'd love to help out. What do you need?
Yeah, and I'll put in
Or-
a good word for you. You know
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. And I'll tell him, look, my dream would be is to walk in there and get everything I need minus paint and rubber and wires. Because the wires that were sent to me, they're insulated wires, but they have the cloth sheath, so they look like antique wires, which I think would look amazing. But most of the wires you're not going to see because I'm going to put them inside the frame.
Nice.
It's going to be a class act chopper build that, I'm going to say when this bike is done, it's probably going to be valued at $40,000 or $50,000. And I'm only selling 200 tickets at $100 a piece. We'll raise 20 grand just for veterans. I'm not making a penny on it. As a matter of fact, all the money that I make from YouTube, which isn't much, I'm giving to that organization. So I'm not making any money, and it is very little. I think since I've got monetized now 3 weeks, I think I've made $202 between, watch time and donations through the super chats, which, I'm grateful for. And I'm just going to take that money and I'm giving it to the Homes for the Brave, and I told Vince that's what I want to do. Maybe you guys could take that little bit of money and we could do a cookout or barbecue for the vets that are there. Or he says, why don't you just put it towards the chopper? I said, well, I'm going to try and, I says, I'd be happy to do that. If that's what you want to do, I'd like to see it where the vets sit there and say, hey, this is, thank you very much for the cookout. And he says, we'll talk to Vazzi's restaurant who does their catering for dinner. So, I'll be meeting up with them soon again anyways. And they're going to be handling all the paperwork and everything with the state for the raffle. So it's a legit raffle. It's going to be legal and binding and done.
Good.
That's really awesome, Doc. I mean, that's just phenomenal that you have such a heart like that. And it's amazing. And all I gotta do is say thank you.
It hits both my communities, motorcycle community. I'm a biker, I've been born into a biker family. My father, my uncles, I took it a step further. I did the time in the clubs and everything where they haven't, but that's okay. It is what it is. But
we just had a lady at work that I work with come up to me. I work in a hospital, and she said, you're a biker, right? And I'm like, yeah. She said, do you know bikers? And I'm like, no. And she goes, no. She said, my daughter just had major surgery and she needs to get to her prom. And her dream is to be escorted by bikers.
There's organizations out there that might help with that. And going on, I'm a disabled vet from the Army. I served 25 years in the Army, and I'm disabled through the VA. Not 100%, but that's more than fine. I'd rather not be 100%. I'd rather be 0%, but it's not the way it is. And I try and help my communities, both of my communities. I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And, one of the big problems is homeless veterans are taking a back seat, and here's an organization that puts them right up front. And I want to do everything I can to help them help my brothers and sisters in arms.
Correct. Well, she had asked me if she had said that she had a group that backed out on her on the last second, the last moment. And I said, well, let me make a couple of phone calls. This was the day before she had to go to her prom. I reached out to the Legion Riders, my own personal club. And by the time I was done, I had 60 riders there waiting for her to be escorted to the high school. So we closed down roads and everything.
So upstate Bob, who was on here earlier, are you looking to acquire a master's degree?
Yes. So right now I'm finishing off a double major in accounting and finance. And then I will be following up with a master's degree in taxation because you have to have pretty much a master's degree in order to sit for the CPA exam. And so the ultimate end goal of all of this is that I am going to be a CPA.
And you know what? From what I know of you and what everybody has learned tonight, you will be a CPA come hell or high water.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I just think he's coming off here.
And you know, not to pat you on the back or anything, but Angel Face says, I am now asking myself, what more can I push myself to do and accomplish? Emily could do all that. Surely I could do more myself. You know, so you're inspiring, you know,
a lot of people, the world,
all these people, which is awesome. You're paying it forward. And that's all I ever ask.
Yep. And I do want to mention to people too that you can push yourself to do all of these amazing things and you can have a lot of success, but you have to be gentle on yourself too. Is you can't push yourself past the point of exhaustion and depression and things like that. Is you have to take care of yourself too.
Yep. And absolutely, Zen, any businesses that donate, even Lady Bike Builder, they will be put up on a banner. Hey, you know, thanks to Lady Bike Builder and right now Deadbeat Customs for their donations to making this build possible. So that's, you know, I will definitely be doing that. They'll be marked in all the comments in the videos. I will be doing videos for my YouTube channel and also the TV show on building this bike. And, you know, and I'm going to try and get a lot of people involved. Maybe Lady Bike Builder, I could get her involved. Maybe I could get a couple guys from Indian Leary's shop. I haven't heard back from them. Get them involved to help out. You know, I'm not afraid to ask for help, you know, and if I could get people with amazing skills to help, I mean, the painter that offered his time and expertise and material to paint it, he's phenomenal. You know, I bring all my paint work to him, and
we'll go
I've seen some of his custom paint jobs, and they're phenomenal.
Amazing. This is just amazing. I'm honored, very honored.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It just means so much to me, and you've given me a lot to think about.
Yeah, me too. You know? I mean, you know, like I said, every time I start to lose a little bit of hope on this build, I think of what you tell me, and it re-inspires me. It relights that fire. You know, just keep pushing, push forward. Never back.
Yeah, you're gonna get 100 no's before you get one yes, and it only takes that one yes to make a difference.
Yep, and I want that. I'd rather have 100 yeses than one no. This way, when that one person says no, and it gets, you know, because Homes for the Brave, they're going to be getting Dick Blumenthal, the TV show, TV news channels involved in this, and there's going to be press coverage of the raffle, of the bike, and everything. So it's not just going to be my YouTube channel. It's going to be broadcasted on news channels and things like that. John Heyman, the Heyman Law Firm, as a channel sponsor, of course, I'm sure he's going to want to get involved. Same thing with Yankee and Cape Cod Harley, as much as they can, because they don't have that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure I talked to them in the past about a bike raffle for the Combat Vets Motorcycle Association, and they were on board, but, you know, I could never get the association to do anything other than talk. So it never took off at that point. Angel Face says, I'm working towards being more of a motorcycle collector because it makes me happy. Right now I run out of money. Yeah.
We all.
Yeah. You know, I wish I was independently wealthy, because then I just buy everything and do it myself and give it away. But I'm not independently wealthy. You know, I'd like to get more to the point that no longer have to sell bikes. Yeah. And rather keep them. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I tell you, when you get ready to start building that bike and you need help, you let me know and I'll come up there. And I'm not much of a mechanic, but I'm a real good tool handler.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd be
Yeah.
glad to help out.
Good night, Ray. Thank you for everything
Good night,
again,
Ray.
buddy.
Night, Ray.
Yep. Tiger says, I wanted to build an Evo Sporty when I retire in 4 years. It's my dream. I got, anyways, you know what? That sounds like a great bike. Build that Evo Sporty, ride it, have a lot of fun on it, because I know you will. And like she said, don't let nobody say no to you. Just do it. You know?
You know, I tell you, I have a lot of medical problems, and I've been really contemplating on selling my bike to downsize. And I don't want to give up riding. Everybody says, "Oh, buy a trike, buy a trike." I'm not ready for that yet. But after speaking to you, I don't think I'm going to sell my bike. I think I'm going to still live my dream.
Yeah. That's it.
You
You know, Zen says, you never know, it could snowball, and that could be awesome. That would be nice.
know?
You know, that lady bike builder snowballs, which she already is snowballing. Hopefully it turns into a snow avalanche and, you know, takes the motorcycle community by storm, which you are already starting as. And hopefully this chopper build that I'm doing does go like a storm. I had one guy call me up, well, message me saying, when I was originally doing 100 tickets, he goes, okay, I'll buy all 100 tickets now. I'm like, the bike's not built. The raffle's not open. He goes, yeah, but I want to buy them all. I said, well, that's not fair. That's not a raffle. And I would laugh if he tried to buy them all and one person bought one ticket and he bought the other 199 tickets and that person who bought one won. I would laugh.
You know, my firm's saying on any raffle, it only takes one ticket to win.
Good night, Evil Risk. Brian goes, ask. You don't ask, you don't get. That's it.
Yeah, the answer is always no unless you ask.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Every time I ask my wife for something, she says no.
You know, let's see. Two Wheel Series told at I'm only 10 minutes away. I'm not going. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know you're 10 minutes away. It's awesome. He came to my shop once. He won a backpack, a cooler backpack we gave away actually with Hudson Valley bikers, and he came up, picked it up. So it was nice. You know?
Well, I tell you, if I would have won them cams tonight, my idea was I was going to donate them to a very close, dear friend of mine who wants his bike, new cams in it, and he just couldn't afford them. And if I would have won them, I was going to donate them to him.
Well, cams are just as, believe it or not, it's a small part because now you're talking cam bearings that got to be pulled out and pressed in, oil pump, cam plate, lifters, depending on the cam, could be adjustable push rods. And then, that could be the bare minimum.
But it would have been a start for him.
Yeah, it would have been a start. And that was the whole idea of giving the cams away, which was get somebody started building their stage 2.
Yeah,
I'm a horsepower junkie.
Me too.
I'm a low and slow. I mean, I got this bike with the big giant motor and everything in it, but I don't like speed. I like to just
like speed, but I like
a nice ride.
And XAN says, now if he wants to commission you to build a bike, that would be different. Yeah, it would be. But, you know, if he commissions me to build the bike is for his museum or for him. I couldn't raffle it off at that point. So you never know. You never know. Hopefully.
But at least the money still goes to a good cause, whether he won it or not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
That would get your bike built and still give you the money to give to them.
Well, I laugh because, you know, I'm building my dream bike, one of my dream bikes, and, you know, first the 36 Knucklehead, all original, you know, is my dream bike, and that takes all the money in the world to get, which I don't have. But my next dream bike is a 60s style chopper because that's what I grew up around, and I'm going to be giving it away. It makes me laugh. I'm building my dream bike and I'm giving it away.
But
but you know what? That dream of yours is going to bring someone else's dream so much joy.
Yeah. So Angel Face has another question. Emily, how do you come up with the names of your motorcycles and why Ruby called Ruby?
So Ruby actually came with her name. And, funny story about Ruby was I had my Sportster, which I named Blue Velvet because it's bright chopper blue. And I rode my dad's Springer, and I was like, man, I need a bigger bike. Like I gotta ante up here and get something bigger. So I was gonna go and try a street glide, and I talked to the person over the phone, told them why I was looking for a bigger bike, and so they said, all right, next day come up and you can ride that street glide. Well, they called me in the morning. They said, are you on your way? Because we actually have a Springer up here, but it's all apart on the lift. And so I was like, oh, I'll go check it out. So when I got up there and I saw this bike sitting there all apart, I whipped out my debit card and I said, yeah, I'll take it. And the guy was like, all apart like this? And I was like, yeah. I said, you call me when it's done and I'll come and get it.
Yep.
And so then when I was signing the paperwork, they said to me that the man that owned this bike, he was a clubber, and he had just gotten to the point in his life where he couldn't pick the bike up anymore. It was too heavy for him. He had to trade it in and get a trike.
Mhm.
But he absolutely loved this bike with all of his heart, and her name was Ruby. And so I said, well, oh my God, I have to keep the name,
Yeah.
So that's how Ruby got her name. And then like the Nautilus, my parents, they named it that. I'm not sure why my dad named it that. I think probably because I went with the underwater theme, and we live near the Groton sub base, and the Nautilus submarine is there and everything. So I think pretty sure where that came from.
That would make a great picture. The Nautilus bike in front of the Nautilus submarine.
That's something that I'm looking into doing, is I'm going to try and see if I can get the Navy to come and pose with me, get some of the guys with the submarine. And then, so it's like Nautilus meets Nautilus.
Nice.
How awesome would that be?
That would be
That would be
amazing.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, guys, I got to get off this thing. I got two little fur babies over here that they know they got a bedtime, and if Daddy ain't with them, they'll sit there and whine all night long.
All right, PA. Good night. Thanks for coming on. I
Good night.
appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Hopefully, when I'm up in Connecticut out that way, we'll meet up and have coffee and go for a ride.
All right, sounds good.
All right, God bless you guys.
You too.
Tiger says,
Later.
Emily, I'm not crazy about speed, but I like the power and torque.
I hear you.
Yep. And let's see. Angel Face says, I do not get attached to my bikes easily, yet always name them. I keep my babies close to my heart. Yeah. I get attached to my bikes, and I do sell them. And I was lucky enough that I sold one to Mike Jerowitz, who was here on the side chat tonight. And he was on my live last week. And we became friends after he bought the bike, to the point where we went to Gettysburg, PA last year together. In March, we went down to Daytona together, and we go for rides together all the time. We've been to each other's houses. We just have a good time. So I get to see my old bike, and he's like, this is, our bike. I'm like, no, it's your bike now. It's no longer ours. It's not mine anymore. The day you took delivery of it, it was no longer my bike. It's your bike. He's like, yeah, I know, but it's ours. I'm like, no, it's not. But I'm going to end this live. Do you have any final words you want to say to anybody, or, words of inspiration?
Well, I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing for me, helping me promote everything that I'm trying to accomplish here. And so I'm very, very grateful for your kindness and your support. And I challenge all of you out there that have motorcycle parts that that we can use for this build. I'm challenging you to get in touch with him and start shipping those parts over, because we're building a motorcycle.
Yep. To help homeless veterans. And with that, Emily, stay on after I close. And,
okay.
But I want to say, everybody, as I always do, man, live the best life you can. Ride often and ride hard.
Absolutely.